Hey guys. Well, I'm waiting for y'all to come up in here. Ain't nobody up in here, and I'm screaming out, "Hey!" um, I'm waiting for you all to come up in here. What's up? What's up? What's up? How's everybody doing? What's today? On this Sunday. I hope everybody's having a good Sunday evening. I hope you all had a great weekend. Hello, Blackie. Hi, Malkia. I hope I said it right. Hello, Belle. What's up, guys? Yes, double tap the screen. Double tap. Proud FBA. Hi, honey. Hi. Hey, happy Sunday. Oh, wait. What did I press? Hold up. Go back to what I was looking at. Hi, guys. Did you miss me? Even though I absolutely was here. You finally found my YouTube. Yay! Woo! Yes. So I recently posted an update of Adonis, and I am going to react to the full thing because his video that he posted was over an hour long. I'm gonna react to the full thing on my YouTube. I haven't been doing any like live panels on YouTube because I need to get a new charger. But I'm gonna see for my laptop. I'm gonna just buy a whole new laptop. I keep saying that. I have to go to Best Buy and look at some laptops. I'm gonna do that this week, and then I'm gonna purchase something. But I'm gonna see because I wanna review it with you guys. Are biracials considered FBA? I don't know. I want to know what y'all think. So we're gonna talk about it because yesterday when I was live, it was this whole big discourse. And it turned into a discussion about biracials and multiracial people because some multiracial and biracial people decided to center themselves. You know, everybody always loves to center themselves in these conversations when we were not even talking about that at all. So this one guy came up and he said his dad was half white and black and his mom was half white and Mexican. And he was like, oh, but they see me as an N-word because I look black. And, you know, then when black people are mad at me, they'll say, well, you ain't black. And just a whole bunch of stuff. And I was like, we're not even talking about this. It was getting on my nerves. Then this Latina that came up there and said she, in her bio, literally says, I'm a black Latina. She started saying that her mom was black. And then she started saying, oh, yeah, because black people, the black girls, they treated me this way growing up. And I'm just like, you all just sat up here and othered yourselves so badly. But when we say that there is a distinct difference between a biracial person and a monoracial person, y'all tell us that we're lying. When you other yourselves, when you give accounts of how you grew up, you're othering yourself. I was teased, I was bullied, people made fun of me, people pulled my hair, I had ponytails all the way down to my back. I can't say it's because I was multiracial or biracial that black girls were mean to me. Black girls were mean to me too. Latina girls were mean to me too. Dark-skinned girls were mean to me too. Light-skinned girls were mean to me too. Me, Love Jones, cannot sit up here and tell you that I got teased by black girls because I'm biracial, but I had the same type of experience. And this is what really aggravates me, is that children are just mean, period. Exactly, everybody was just mean. Kids are ruthless. Kids are brutal. I can't lean on the fact that, oh, it's because I was biracial. No, I had ponytails. They used to tell me my hair was fake and pull them. I can't say it was because I was a Latina that I was getting that black girls were mean to me. No, they were just kids that were mean. I don't even need to make the distinction that they were black. Especially the ones, the multiracial and the biracial that like to come up here and infiltrate our spaces and say, oh, I'm black too. And we in French now. And us. But then they will conveniently separate themselves for convenience purposes. And I think about things like that. And I told them, I said, you guys are being disingenuous because you're othering yourselves for convenience. But when you want to see fit, now we all the same and we're all one, once again, for convenience. So that you can come into our space and, you know, use the trauma as an excuse, grift, claim resources, you know, be a part of the strife, trauma bond, act and pretend as if you wear the battle scars that you don't. Your lived experience is not the same as a monoracial black person. What's up, unwritten? And that's okay. And that's my whole thing. It's like, it's okay. It's not like you ostracize yourself. And then I really feel like it's even more disingenuous when they say, oh, well, y'all treat me worse than the white people. And I'm like, are you kidding me? The only reason why there's a one drop rule is because of racism. And it's because your white daddies that was on the plantations, or your white daddies back in the day that had you, thank you, Maya, that had you out of wedlock or was creeping off and freaking off with you, your mother didn't want to claim you. The one drop rule is a direct result of the first deadbeat daddies of the goddamn nation. The first deadbeat daddies of the nation. You have to keep it real. It was because of racism that there's a one drop rule. White people will never let you come into their space and say that you're white and get benefits and resources and place you above them. They will never allow you to do that, even if they bear you from your womb. But when it comes to our community, we have to bear the brunt of literally being the people that have to continuously validate you. And I don't think that that's okay. And last night on my panel, I felt like we was continuously placed in a position to as we had to validate the biracial people. And I'm like, what are we even talking about? Exactly, Mo. And then, you know, some bi-ethnics, people be like, a bi-ethnic came up in here and he said his dad was Caribbean and his mom was Black American, but we us and y'all be in the comment section popping it. I try to remain neutral, and you know, I feel like I can't really tell people how to identify. But at the end of the day, if you're biracial, I'm going to say you're biracial. If you're bi-ethnic, I'm going to say you're bi-ethnic. But I want y'all to tell me, do y'all feel like biracials and bi-ethnics are considered a foundational Black American? And would you feel like they have the right to speak on you and on your experiences? And then the second half is, why is it considered a threat for Black Americans to censor themselves? Even when it comes to bi-ethnics and biracials, we are forced to be inclusive with everyone. So I really want to have this conversation because yesterday it was aggravating me because my frequency was not attuned to that, because that's not what this live, that live was about. It wasn't about that. So for them to hijack my live, I didn't really appreciate that. And I said, okay, well, maybe, you know, tomorrow we could come back and we could actually talk about it. But it was very annoying and very aggravating for those people to censor themselves in the way that they did. I didn't really enjoy that. And I try not to be mean or rude to people. But hey, John, but why you say, oh, Lord? I try not to be mean and rude to people, you know. But also it's very frustrating when people get up here and they just blatantly lie. It's like you're lying. You're literally sitting up here saying black girls did this and black girls did that. But then you're up here on a panel talking about Black American politics and talking about what it means to be a Black American and talking about how Black American is treated in society and how Black American needs to delineate. But then when it comes to what you experienced as a child, the black girls this, the black people that, the black people that, you can't have your cake and eat it too. Cheers. Why do people get to have their cake and double dip? Where do we draw the line? How do we draw the line? Do we draw the line? And I want y'all to tell me what y'all think. Because of a skinny hair. Exactly, Mo. So it's like, so you're not a black girl. You don't consider yourself a black girl then. But then when we say you're not black, they get mad. It's very contradictory, and I feel like It's manipulative. A lot of emotional manipulation comes from other groups of people when it comes to monoracial Black Americans, because now it's like I have to coddle you and I have to be so understanding of your feelings. When at the end of the day, like I said, I was teased. I was bullied. My hair was pulled. Black girls was mean to me. Black guys was mean to me. I can't say it's because I was multiracial or biracial. I can't say it's because, thank you, Joey. Thank you, John. I can't say it's because I was Caribbean or African that I got teased and bullied and made fun of and was called an African booty scratcher, which I was. I was called an African booty scratcher when I was a little kid. I remember another kid called me that, and it was just because of my complexion. It had nothing, and there was no African in sight. I can't lean on, oh, I was Haitian, so they tried to beat me up after school. No, I can't lean on that, because I experienced the same exact things, but I feel like it's emotional manipulation when other groups of people get to say this was their lived experience only because of their phenotype or only because of their ethnic background. It's emotional manipulation at this point. Like, you want to play on our heartstrings as if, so what about my hardships? What about me getting teased? What about my hair getting pulled? What about a little boy saying my hair was a weave and my hair was fake? What about the other little Black girls that was mean to me? I got bullied. I got harassed and teased relentlessly, and I had a big gap in my teeth. What about my ex-boyfriend, Latin, Puerto Rican grandmother calling me her slave? What about that? What about me being told by somebody, oh, you're one of the good Black people? It's like we can't lean on that. We get absolutely no grace for all of the shit that we've experienced. But when it comes to other people, we're supposed to continuously show grace, care, concern, and validate. I don't have time for that anymore. I'm not here to coddle grown ass fucking people. I'm not here to do it. You have to grow up at some point. Yes, those things affected me. Yes. But ultimately, I'm grown now. Like, I'm not living through the world. I don't look down on every Puerto Rican. Or I don't say, hey, thank you, Bolo. Or I don't say, oh, I don't like Puerto Ricans because my ex-boyfriend grandmother used to call me a slave. And she used to call me other girls' names. And she was disrespectful. Like, I didn't do that based off of that experience with that one Latina lady. Because I had experiences with immigrants. Indian man called me a nigger bitch. I didn't say, oh, I hate all Indians. I don't like all Indians. I'm never going to be around. Fuck all Indians. Because of that experience. A white man, I done had experiences with everybody. From racism to discrimination to prejudice to everything. I've experienced it all. But I don't get no grace. I can't go around crying all over the place to people because nobody cares. When it comes to these other ethnic groups, they come over here. Oh, FbA has ran into its design flaw. What are you talking about? Let me block you. You dumb bitch. Fuck you, hoe. Jump off a cliff. I said it. Fuck it. Blocked. We don't get grace. That's just like everybody crying, oh, they disenfranchised our country. They stole the minerals. Colonialism, colonization. What do y'all think we experience here? I would say that it's worse because we live next to these people. If I walk outside right now, I'm surrounded by fucking immigrants. I'm going to run into white people. I'm not in a space where it's predominantly me. I'm just saying, we can't lean on, oh, I had an accent. That's why they was mean. Oh, I was light skinned. I was biracial. My mother was a white lady. My daddy was a Latino man. Like, we can't lean on that. What's your about light skinned FBAs? What are you talking about? Nobody said nothing about light skinned FBAs. It literally says bi-ethnics and biracials. And I'm doing this because yesterday, biracials came into my chat and completely centered themselves and tried to hijack the whole fucking live stream. when we were not talking about that at all. So now I said, okay, we could come back and talk about it tomorrow. I don't have an issue with anybody. I love all types of people. I just want to know, what do you guys think? Okay. Now, I'm about to start letting people up. That's my Cash App. If anybody wants to send a donation, it's $LoveJonesTV. You have 3 minutes to speak. I'm trying to get a little more stern with that because y'all be talking for 55 minutes. And I don't like making the other people on the panel wait for so long. It makes me feel bad. So please be mindful of how long you're speaking. Try to get in and land your plane. Do not over talk. If you're over talking, that I don't like that. I know sometimes you want to, get your point out, or you have something that you want to say. I get it, but I'm hosting, so I'm the only one that can continuously interject if I see fit. Everybody else, please try to keep it to a minimum. No cussing. I don't want to get restrictions. I know I cuss a little bit here or there, but once again, this is my platform. If I get a restriction, or if something happens because of me, then that I'll have to hold that. But if it's because of you, I'm gonna be mad at you. So try to keep it together. Okay. Ooh, I got my allergies acting a little shanky, a little janky. All right, y'all, let's get it started. Hello, Chicago John.
Good evening, Miss Love Jones. How are you?
I'm good. What's up?
Nothing much. I can't wait to just sit back and hear some of the good Drake conversations that you about to
Oh,
have. And Lord, yesterday was just I knew it was coming. I
wasn't
saw
it a
the Drakes
lot?
in there, and it started out with he's like he introduced himself at the N word. I'm like, oh. Right, we got you. But the good thing is TikTok, they don't care about everybody else using the N word and stuff. So you good.
Oh,
I think the thing to be getting is the direct attacks, like when it's cursing direct attacks. So you
oh,
good on all the other stuff. But just to go over your question and stuff like that, like are bi ethnic people considered FBA? Um, look, look, if you want to join the team, go ahead. But look, I'll be looking to the side based on what you're gonna say. Look, we don't have anybody who's really trying to help, and I think we know the difference between people who actually really do care, and then the people who just trying to, slide in and put their name on it, and then hijack it like yesterday was. So, with the Drakes and all that stuff.
was I bugging? They
No,
definitely.
no, I saw that coming a mile away. It was like, and and there's a lot of emotion that go back and forth with everything else. But I think once what's her name, she got upset about whatever, and it wasn't about and then she got called out for whatever. And then Drake, I mean, I
What
don't
you
know,
calling him Drake for me?
he was being Drake. Though. He was trying to act, I don't know. He was trying to, I know
Oh
you're a
my
great
god.
woman to smooth and stuff, but you went to smooth and then you're like, well, I'm 4 quarters and 18 scores and four
He
and
said
three
four
dots
quarters and 18
of
scores.
niggers and everything. And if you drop that on me, but I'm still a Negro. I'm colors, I'm crayon,
It was
I
so
am.
odd. I was
So,
like,
but
what
it
are we
had,
doing here?
so, but I'll be down there in the chat, let you guys go. I had to get in, get my Love Jones on, but I'll be tapping and make sure we hit that repost
Good.
button. So,
Yes. Thank you.
all
Okay.
right. Catch you soon.
All right. Hold up, y'all. So I have a new gift goal. The gift goals are at the top. Thank you guys for helping me to reach the gift goals. Okay, so I think Belle is next, and then after Belle is gonna be FBA plugs. Hey Belle.
Hi, happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday. What's up?
Listen, I was so thirsty to join. I was so thirsty to join because I have a personal vendetta against the one drop rule. I feel like it's so dangerous. I hate that Black people ever embraced it on our side because it's literally so dangerous to say that somebody just with the any one drop of Black blood is okay to represent us as a Black people.
Oh, let me
If
see.
you're mixed, it's okay to be mixed, but to misrepresent yourself and then try to go seek opportunities to be the face of Black people, knowing that you're mixed is so dangerous.
So, do you feel like people like Zendaya should be playing monoracial Black historical characters?
No, not real people, no.
Okay.
Not real people, no. I think that's really dangerous. That's just like the other lady, the Avatar lady that played Nina Simone.
Zoe Saldana, I was going to ask you about her next.
Yeah, that's so dangerous. I just don't agree with that. I also don't agree with the bald lady playing Harriet Tubman. I don't think that was okay. But I feel like the one drop rule is to blame for so many people who are just of darker skin rolling in and playing all of those roles and being able to represent, quote unquote, Black people. Blackness has never been about having melanated skin. But it's like a slippery slope.
Mm-hmm.
Embracing that, it just flows into so many other dangerous things that are dangerous for Black people. Meanwhile, everybody look down on and judge Black communities without
Wait,
ever
well,
giving
I
back
gotta
to
ask you a
them.
question. So, how do you feel about? So, someone would hear what you're saying and say it's rooted in jealousy. What do you think about that?
How is it rooted in jealousy? Just to point out the fact that it is dangerous. We're not talking about feelings. We're talking about real life repercussions behind representation. It's not me. I have nothing to be jealous of. I have
You know
absolutely
that's what
nothing
they
to
be
be jealous of.
saying.
They love to say that, but it's like, what would I be jealous of? We would have to go bar for bar, bank for bank, degree for degree, job for job. What am I jealous of?
Someone asks you, how is it dangerous?
How is it not dangerous for someone who is half white to represent Black women while how is it not dangerous for a half white woman to play the role of a historical Black woman, right? And say that she represents Black women, knowing that she was raised in a white household and cannot speak to Black experiences and what it means to be Black 24/7, 365.
You got a point.
How is that not dangerous? It confuses the world on what it means to be Black. It's dangerous because, well, she not even mixed, but hey, it's dangerous because Joy Reid.
Mm.
It's dangerous.
I know
Everybody
some
but
people
Black
probably gonna
people
want
is
to
representing
talk about it.
the Black experience, and that is dangerous.
Okay, boom. I think this person down here at the bottom is probably gonna want to ask you a question once it gets to their turn because I see them saying stuff in the comments. So
Oh, okay.
let me get to the next person. If you want to stick around for a little bit.
Okay, yeah, I can.
Okay. FBA plugs. Can we have your ethnicity? Then you could go ahead and answer the prompt.
Ethnicity, I'm FBA.
What?
My ethnicity, I'm an FBA.
Oh, it sounded like you were speaking some other a Hutu language or something. But go, go ahead. Go ahead.
I mean that ain't really funny. That's kind of offensive, but I'm just here to address the
If you
prompt.
offended, then you very sensitive. But go ahead.
I'm not offended. I said that's offensive. I ain't offended at all. But it's 9 a.m. where I'm at. And I'm just trying to hear. I'm here just to address the prompt. And is the prompt about different
Oh, you're in Africa?
biracials or the fuck?
Oh, you gotta go.
Um,
Nope. I don't like that. I'm not here for this energy. Okay. Lacey's Lounge. Can we have your ethnicity? You could go ahead and answer the prompt.
Love, it's Tracy. Hi, how are you?
Hi. Sorry,
Um,
I've been interacting with so many people.
no, it's
Go ahead.
okay. One day we got to have a live and had a professor up during the daytime so we could talk about, that hoodoo stuff.
Oh.
Daytime. I
Oh.
said daytime when the light is out.
Yes. Yes.
So, no, our bi-ethnics and biracials I don't think they should be. I write on a platform, Medium. I write on Vocal and Substack. But there was a young lady that wrote on Medium, and her mother is a Black American, her father Nigerian. And we became friends, and I was just about to exchange my number with her when she wrote an article. And she said Black Americans should not act as African heroes or historians. And
Okay.
I'm like, what? So I read the whole article and it was very weird, right? But yet and still Africans can act in black roles, and I said those, I named that to her, but she wanted to, because you can comment on Medium, right? And she wanted to argue back and forth. Listen, she has never met her Nigerian father, raised in the United States. Her brother left and went to live in Nigeria, but she never been. And and then after that article, there were so many things that she seemed like she wanted to straddle the fence on. And I don't like how you can just straddle the fence and then jump back and forth. I mean, look at Taylor, whatever. Ain't that her name? The little colored girl from South Africa. She colored, right? She not black. She colored.
Oh, Tyler.
Oh, so whatever. I don't listen to her music. But anyway, see that. And I found out, I had many years ago, I met a woman who is from South Africa, black and Indian. And she said, I can't identify as colored. I said, well, why? She said, it's only black and white. And so she had to identify as black in South Africa. And so I'm just like, I'm honoring both parents. What the fuck you mean? Like, I know I'm not supposed to curse, I'm sorry. But like that other girl that has a Nigerian father in that article, and then the way she got was like, wait a minute, I don't get it. She just seemed like, I'm not one of y'all. And every article after, I went back and even reread some of them, and I said it was her whole time was, let me straddle the fence, and I'm not one of y'all. And then she had this white supremacy mentality when it came to talking about us, and she felt so out of place. I felt out of place too. I like living in other countries. I like moving and traveling, but I'm okay around black Americans and black, you know what I'm saying? But she just, I don't know. Her whole identity was confused, and that's your parents' fault. The sins of the parents fall on the children. They should have did better. I was in another panel on colorism not an hour ago, and there's an older gentleman that's friends with my dad, so he's in his 70s. He gonna tell me, I don't think straight black women are attractive. And when he said straight, I'm thinking gender.
Yeah, like straight.
Then he said, like my granddaughter with her beautiful hair. I said, wait a minute, your granddaughter with the YT father?
Wow.
That one with the strong man face? No, you didn't. So basically he was trying to tell me that my daughter that's, to me, is saying my daughter is not attractive. I'm not attractive because I'm straight black. And then that's what he did. He went on into this naming characteristics of his biracial grandchildren.
Wait, was he monoracial black?
No, yes, black and dark skin. And had a dark skinned wife because he was my daddy said he was an awkward, so he took the first woman that gave him some vagina. And then he just said like all his children disliked their skin. And all had children with, white people.
Because of him. They got that from him.
Exactly. So like I felt like even following his granddaughter on social media, she seemed very like she did not like herself and only dated little white boys. So there you go. His great grandkids, what they gonna look like? So I don't think so. But I'm sorry, I'm talking too much. I did post a video of the boy that was talking to Tariq one day, and he said that he was a black American father, and his mother was like Kenyan or Senegalese or something, and she did not like them. She didn't like her own kids. And then she showed up because his brother had, taken his life, and they had a funeral. She only came with one family member from some African country, and they sat out on the patio in the heat and in the bees and didn't want to associate with his father's black American side of the family. So he asked, real sad. He had also had autism, but he said, "Am I FbA?" And so everybody in the comments said yes. I felt bad, because he had no experience with that side of the family because they didn't like him, and they didn't really want to associate with him. So I feel bad saying no, but no.
Okay, thank you. And can we have you just for the panel? You could just tell them whether or not you have immigrant background, and you could go ahead and answer the prompt.
No, I don't have immigrant background.
Okay.
I'm Black American. I got 4 Black American grandparents and all the way back.
Okay.
So let me answer the prompt. Are bi-ethnics and biracials considered FBA? Absolutely not. People get confused on what race is versus ethnicity. Race is just by phenotype. It's how you are perceived by most of the world. How you look, your skin color, your complexion, that's what race is based on. It's not based on biological anything. Okay, so when you're talking about ethnicity, you're acknowledging your actual ancestry, right? And if your ancestry consists of two different races, you have to acknowledge that. You have to identify yourself as such. And people want to say, oh, well, my experience is Black. Okay, anybody could have the Black experience if they're raised by Black American caregivers. It doesn't even matter what their race is or anything. There are some kids that ain't got no Black in them, but were raised in either a Black household or a Black neighborhood, and they identify with Black culture because of how they were raised. Your experience does not mean that your ethnicity automatically becomes Black American. And for the bi-ethnics, it's like, I want them to go by what their mother is, because all these TV shows like Maury, unless you have a DNA test to prove that your father is your father, right, you're not going to know. So just go by what your mother is. So if your mother is Black American, then, you can identify with that, but you still need to acknowledge that you're bi-ethnic, period. That's just, my opinion. I have cousins on my dad's side that are biracial, and I would not call them FBA. I love them so much. But no, they're not FBA, they're biracial. And why is it considered a threat for Black Americans to center themselves? Because everybody wants to participate in our culture because it's cool. So when they say, oh, well, I grew up with my Black side, it's like, okay, that's cool. You can participate in Black culture, especially when you have a Black American parent. But for you to say, well, I'm just straight up Black American, I don't go by my other side. It's like, it's okay to identify yourself as bi-ethnic, because that's how a lot of people get in and cosplay Black Americans by saying, oh, well, I had, somebody in my family that was Black American, and I was raised, with my Black side and all. It's like, at what point does it stop? Right? People will say, oh, well, my grandmother raised me and she was Black, but, my parents are this and that, and they got this and they got this in them. And, it's like, at what point does it stop? Everybody's going to want to come and say that they're just straight up Black American if you don't draw the line somewhere, right? So they just want to partake in our culture, and it's okay to assimilate into the American culture if you're a person of color. But you have to identify yourself by what your actual ancestry is, period. And it is okay. It's not like we're going to look down on you. It's not like we're going to, isolate you from society because you're not a full Black American. If you're a U.S. citizen, like, I don't have any problem with anybody that comes here the right way. But I do have a problem with people that don't want to get their papers, don't want to get documented, and they just want to come here and suck up all the resources. So yes, I do support ICE. But if people come here the right way, I'm cool with them coming here and helping us build our society, right? And not just focusing on their homeland. Because what happens is these bi-ethnics, if you're half Caribbean and you were raised in your Caribbean side, your Caribbean parent raised you, and then you want to come to the US because you got a Black American parent here, it's like, you you're not even raised in the Black culture, but you're coming here and you want to cosplay like you were raised in Black American culture. It's just not, it's not the same. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
Thank you, Boo. Mimi, for the panel, can we have your ethnicity and you could go ahead and answer the prompt? Mimi, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
I am Black American.
both sides, Mississippi, Arkansas,
Oh,
all
what's
that.
going on
So
with the sound? Okay,
yeah,
I can hear you
but
better
I'm not
now.
from the South. I was born and raised in Ohio, but I'm in New York. So this is what I got to say about by ethnic people, because I have two children that are by ethnic, right? And they were raised by me. One was raised by his dad, but then came to me. So he has both. He has both cultures that he is. He doesn't call himself anything but who they are, because he's that's something totally different. He's in the rainbow community. Um, for the lady that was just speaking before me, I just went to her page, and she light bright, damn near white. So somewhere down the line, there's some white in her blood. So she needs to stop. I ain't trying to be funny. So somewhere down the line, just like in my family, somewhere down the line, my grandfather has a white grandmother, right? Okay, so we have to stop making it seem like we 100% thorough all black, because ain't nobody in America that was born here all black, because of what happened on plantations when it came to graping our ancestors, right? So I
So,
take this.
Mimi, I wait. I want to interject right quick. So, I personally feel like a lot of us may have some in our lineage, but for me, I think that you're a monoracial black person, American ethnicity wise, if you have four monoracial black grandparents. That's how I look at it.
So I have more than that. There's just that one grandmother that's in there. So I don't care what you saying or what anybody else is saying.
You
I
being
know
too
I know
aggressive.
my family tree like a little bit long.
I don't like that energy. It's making me uncomfortable. And I've had her up here before and she's cool, but she's being too aggressive. And I don't want to get aggressive with you because then it's not going to be cute. I don't like that energy. I don't know where it's coming from. I don't know if it's because Mercury is retrograde, but you can speak to me as an adult. I'm a grown woman. You don't have to be aggressive. I don't like that energy. Next,
Can I
Ricky,
go?
can we have your ethnicity? Hold on, Gypsy baby. It's not your go yet. It's because her kids are bi ethnic. Yeah, she's offended. That's okay. Ricky, can we have your ethnicity and you could go ahead and answer the prompt?
Yeah, my father's Black American and my mother's Jamaican.
Okay.
I feel like there's a couple of issues with your point, like because a lot of Black American a lot of prominent Black Americans are bi-ethnic, like Malcolm X, Louis Farrakhan. Who
Mhm.
else? There's other ones, but like there's nuance to it. You feel me? And then not only that, Caribbeans are so closely related to Black Americans. You know, Cuba's like 60 miles from Florida.
But we're
I
talking
think
about,
technically,
wait, I'm sorry, Ricky, real quick. We're not just talking about phenotypically black racial presentation. We're also talking about ethnic markers. So to be considered a black American person is also an ethnicity. It's not just having this excess of U melanin. So I want to just put that out there. That's why I said
yeah,
FBA. FBA is foundational black American. Whether you like the term or not, the meaning just means that you have a long lineage here in this country, in the United States of America. But go ahead.
right, understood. And with biracials, Black Americans, a lot of Black Americans have biracial ancestry. And y'all said earlier, somebody said earlier, they don't want biracials playing Black American historical figures, but that
Val
wouldn't
is up
make any
there. You can ask
that
her
would
if any questions if you want to. Go ahead.
that wouldn't make any sense because what if you make a movie about Lena Horne or Josephine Baker or Diana Ross? They were biracial. Like so, if for example,
Diana
you
Ross was
had,
biracial?
So that's off
I
topic
think
then.
I
But you're
think she was.
saying okay,
But
but
all
you're
right, for example, that lady who what was that movie? Hidden Figures, where they was working for NASA. You feel me? And they had Taraji P Henson play the lady who played the computer, the math wizard. You know what I'm saying? That helped them get to the moon. I don't know if you know what movie I'm talking about,
yeah, Hidden
but the real
Figures.
life,
Diana
the
Ross
real
is not
life.
biracial though. We're not gonna do the misinformation. But Diana Ross is not biracial. Her children are, but go ahead.
So you had Taraji P Henson, who is 100% Black American, as far as I understand, play a woman that was biracial in real life with Hidden Figures. So it's just there's so much overlap that it's like you're splitting hairs. It gets hard to figure out who's who and what's what and what counts and what doesn't count. And and Black Americans have biracial ancestors, so I don't know. I don't know. So I'm
You
Go
know
ahead,
what
I'm
Lacey.
biracial
question.
means.
Wait,
I'm
Yo,
wait,
Corey,
sorry.
do
one
you know
mic, one
what?
mic,
I
one
got
mic.
this.
Hold up,
What?
Lacey.
Oh, my bad, my bad.
Hold up, King. One mic. Ricky Land, and then Belle is going to respond because you're directly speaking to what she said earlier. And then after that, we got to go in order, you guys. Go ahead.
Yeah, I land with that. I don't got nothing else to say. I'm just saying there's a lot of nuance to it, and I'll land with that.
Okay, go ahead, Belle.
Okay.
Lacey, you could chime in after quickly, and then we got to move on to the newer people on the panel. Go ahead.
Okay, so to your nuance, right? So did you miss the part where I said that it's dangerous because Hollywood is predatory and intentionally seeking biracial, lighter people to represent Black women when there's a plethora of Black women who can play these roles, who are qualified and speak to the real experience of Black people? Because it seems like everybody forgets that Black people, we are literally living, walking people, not characters that you can pick apart our personalities for your profit. So did you miss that part where I said it's dangerous to real Black people for them to be predatory in that way and choose biracial people to represent Black people?
There's historical precedents where there was biracial people during the one drop rule era that represented Black America.
Well, we know that. We know that. We
So
also know the one drop rule is racist.
Very racist. Thank
But we
you.
can't carry the one drop rule to excuse this. It's inexcusable and it should be stopped because it's dangerous and it has real life consequences that only affect fully Black people.
what do you mean by fully Black? 100% what?
Full means 100. If you have a circle and there's a gap,
I'm saying
it's
100.
not a full
What
circle.
is a Black American 100% of? What's 100% Black
If you
American?
have 4 monoracial Black grandparents, then you're not considered a biracial person. Point blank, period.
Yes.
I mean, but what if you had a grandparent that was mixed, but because of they came up in an era where, you know what I'm saying, you were either Black or white, mixed wasn't a thing. They identified as Negro or colored back then. You know what I'm saying? Like, Black Americans are not 100% anything.
I disagree with that. And I feel like y'all have to stop doing that and stop acting like there are not millions of 100% Black people.
Let me address him real quick, if I may, sis.
Go. Can you introduce who? I think he was up here before. Okay, go ahead.
All right, so this is what these people do. Like they muddy the waters, right? Like if you keep, so I'm listening to like his subtle nuances, right? And where he's getting at is that okay, Black Americans, we're of mixed heritage, right? Like we have other, basically what he's saying, we have other different ethnicities within us when it's fundamentally false, right? So when you say Black American, right? For me, what I know, we're the real indigenous American Indians, right? All of these labels, yeah, Black American, we say face, right? And then this is why I don't subscribe to Black people, because all Black people are not Black Americans. All Black people are not indigenous American Indians, right? So you have to be very specific, right? But you got people like him that come in and want to muddy the waters and make it seem like we're all mixed, because the reality is that they try to make it seem like we're mixed, when the reality is they try to make it seem like we're mixed, when the reality is that Black Americans are actually pure blood. Cherokee, whatever tribe you subscribe to, but the real indigenous American Indians. So you got to listen to these people because they come in and they play semantics, and their whole ideology, right? What they subscribe to is make it seem like Black Americans are mixed and we're not our own people. But guess what? You know what's interesting about that dichotomy is that they don't do that to nobody else. They don't go tell any other race of people or ethnicity, even the so-called other Black people from the Caribbean. They'd never do that to them and be like, oh, hey, you're...
But you could ask him, King, because his mother is Jamaican.
Yeah, right. So what these people do is that they never, basically what I'm trying to say is that they never, ever, ever make it seem like anyone else is mixed, right? Except for Black Americans. So they're basically telling you in layman's terms that, like, hey, Black Americans, you guys are you're a different people. You're mixed. Y'all don't know who y'all are. Y'all got a whole different type of. It's all in alignment with basically we don't know who the fuck we are. When at the end of the day, we know who
No,
we are.
that's not what I'm saying at all. In the
That's basically what you're saying.
Caribbean, they embrace. Well, my folks from the Caribbean anyway, they embrace the fact that they are mixed. They will tell you that.
I've never heard. When have you ever? Yo, don't play semantics with me, bro. When have you ever heard Caribbeans say they were mixed?
Have you ever talked to a Dominican?
Bro, I grew up in New York
You're
City.
Jamaican. Why are we talking
But
about Dominican?
I just use them as an example. But that happens on other islands too.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. When have you ever heard a Dominican say they were mixed with something?
That's how they literally describe themselves.
Right? Are you on? Okay,
They just
so
describe themselves as Dominican for the most
you're
part.
not in reality. You're not. I don't know what reality you're in. You're not in reality. Dominicans, they proclaim that they are Dominican. I've never ever heard a Dominican say they were anything other than Dominican. So what are you talking about?
They're Dominican, but if you ask them, are they black, white, whatever, they'll tell you that they don't subscribe to none of that. They Dominican, and to be Dominican means to be, a mix. And where I'm from,
no.
Jamaica,
Okay, so let me stop you. Right? You said you're right because Dominicans are fundamental. Me no black. So I agree with that. But tell me, what else the fuck do they say that they are?
I mean, you would have to ask a Dominican to get.
You literally just said that you know what they say and they that they subscribe to the fact that they're mixed. So tell me, bro.
All right. I'll move it to my own people, Jamaicans, right?
Okay, now you want to move? No, don't move the goalposts.
No, I can speak on. I'm not. I don't want to speak. I don't want to speak for Dominicans. I don't want to speak for Dominicans.
Listen, now you don't. You just was talking for Dominicans. Now you don't want to talk. You see how they play games? I'm done. Y'all niggas is crazy.
No, just one last thing.
See, I'm relaxed. When I called you out, now you want to move the goalposts.
No, I just shouldn't be speaking on folks that ain't my folks. I'll speak on my.
You just did.
But I didn't lie. I said everything I said.
Okay, so I'm asking you a simple question, right? You said Dominicans say that they are mixed. I'm asking you a simple fucking question. Since when or what do they say that they mix? With what?
White tea.
Here we go.
But Jamaican motto is out of many.
Can y'all see me?
Bro,
Can y'all see me?
yeah, we can see. We can
It
see.
just
you.
came back. Now we can, but we couldn't see you before.
We can see. You. Look, man.
Okay.
At the end of the day, if you're gonna come on people panels, man, keep it real. Be real. Don't come up here playing semantics because when you're dealing with Black Americans, and this sister Love Jones, man, I respect the living fuck out of you, bro. Right? Like her platform is, she keep it real and, bro, don't come up here playing semantics because we're not stupid. Okay? We're not stupid. So keep it real and we'll have the dialogue. But with that, I yield.
Okay, let me turn my.
Supposed to say I'm biracial because my great grandmother is Irish Scottish, and I'm 18% Irish Scottish.
No, no. You shouldn't say you're biracial, but y'all shouldn't ostracize biracials either because.
Who y'all? You talking to me, right? One person?
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
All right. I don't think. I think you should have some grace for biracial.
Oh no, thank you.
Okay, so who
You do. You have that.
biracial?
You keep it from me, okay, Rick?
That was my question. Who ostracized anybody?
Who exactly?
I mean, the host was saying she had to run him off her panel just the other day.
Okay, but that's not the definition of ostracizing somebody because you got to run them off. So be more specific.
And she didn't say run them off. She said she respectfully asked that they remain on topic because they were off topic to highlight their personal experiences.
And I actually let those people speak for over 30 minutes about being biracial and the struggles and the tragic mulatto trope. So I didn't run them anywhere. I showed a lot of grace, but then it got to a point because they continuously tried to center themselves. And that's not what we were here to talk about. I gave a lot of grace. You were not here, so you need to shut the fuck up when it comes to that.
You know what? I'm gonna give y'all.
I'm being respectful. That's crazy.
I'm being respectful too, and I shouldn't have told you to shut the fuck up, but shut up. Okay, sorry.
I'm gonna explain biracials in 2 seconds, right? When you're talking about biracials of the black and white I'm sorry, yeah, of the black and white persuasion, right? 99% of them, right? They are born into this world. Oh shit, I'm half black, half white. They look at the world as it is. They, in their delusion, they think white people are in charge. So they subscribe to the white tea side and they take on their mindset because they think that it would be more beneficial for them to side with white tees, right? Whether for economic reasons or whatever, right? So most of them, not all of them, they subscribe to white tees in this world, right? And then they try to sit here and gaslight and project their black side and make it seem like we're coming after them or we're ostracizing them, or when the reality is man, at the end of the day, they're dealing with internal fucking
Stop
confusion.
cussing so much, King. I
Oh,
don't want to get
my bad,
restrictions.
my bad, my,
I
my
already
bad, my
don't
bad.
see my gift goal up there. I don't know what's going on. You know they be hating and trying to flag and restrict. But go ahead.
Yeah, my bad. Sir. I'm about to send you a galaxy. But yeah, biracials, man, you're talking to a people that they're confused, and when you talk to them, they side with white tees, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like whatever, man.
I mean, I hear you, and I respect what you're saying. Like, there's confusion, and that's what I'm saying too. There is a lot of confusion. So, you know,
But Ricky, in Jamaica, can you confirm this? If a Jamaican migrates somewhere else, are they still considered Jamaican to Jamaicans on that island?
if they migrate from Jamaica, if they were born and raised in Jamaica and they migrate somewhere else,
No,
yes,
they were born somewhere else.
they were born somewhere else, then no.
So Jamaicans reject Jamaicans if they are not born in Jamaica.
Well, they'll call you a Jamaican American, but
No,
they're
no,
not
no,
going to
no,
call
no,
you a
no, no, no,
Jamaican.
no. Do Jamaicans reject other Jamaicans if they were not born in Jamaica?
Okay.
I wouldn't say they reject them, but they're not going to
They're
let
not
they're not
Jamaican,
just
right?
call yourself Jamaican. No.
They're not Jamaican. Okay. Surprised that you didn't bring that up in your speech. Because are you telling Jamaicans to have grace for those Jamaicans that they reject?
Ooh, that's good.
No, he is not. And
Just
Well,
that
here's the
curious.
thing.
there is
Just
no
curious.
hold
Or is
on.
that a
There's
cultural standard that you all have accepted?
That's good.
every no group accepts
I want
people
Ricky to
who are
answer though,
half.
basic. I want Ricky to answer.
Okay, my bad.
No,
Do Jamaican Americans ask Jamaicans to have grace?
no, do you as a half Jamaican go on tell other Jamaicans that they need to accept the Jamaicans that were not born in Jamaica?
No, I don't do that at all because
Why
I
are you
don't.
telling us that we now need to have grace for standards that we're setting as a community?
That's so good. I love you.
Get his ass. Get his ass. Get his ass.
Well, the only thing I was saying is Black Americans have biracial ancestors.
I'm just trying to
Biracial.
understand
No, we
this
don't.
bias that y'all have. We don't criticize y'all cultures as backwards or outdated as they are, but you all want to cut, and you are two sides, and you are literally an example of the issue where you will come and you try to police our side for what it is that we're doing, but you don't go and police your Caribbean side for what it is that they've been doing. And this is what the problem is, because we say the issue is really, and we are very open and loving people, right? But when you have this dual alliance and you have a bias against, that's really what this conversation comes down to, is highlighting that this is a detriment to us when you can pick and choose. It's the same thing with the whole tetherism. You can pick and choose and step in and out and dance in and out whenever you choose to, but you don't keep it consistent across the board. So this has always been the only issue. It's not the fact that you're mixed with anything other than Black American. It's the fact that you all have access to us while potentially still being an op to us. And we can't differentiate between, is this someone who is on cold with us, or is this someone who has anti-Black Americanness in them and they've adopted the anti-Black American mentality from their other side? And we can't tell the difference. So you are, because the same way Jamaicans reject Jamaicans if they weren't born, and nobody say anything to Jamaicans about that. But as soon as Black Americans like, you know what? I don't think this one drop rule is actually safe for us. Then it's, you need to have grace.
No, stop. I need to add on to her point. You see, they come in here, they think, first of all, our sisters, our brothers, fuck, they think we're stupid, right? So now, perfect. I love that she said that, right? Now, the question is, what's the agenda? Why are you doing what you're doing? Because she quantified it brilliantly.
Well, I'm
Right.
not doing
So
that. I'm not
I
doing
like
that.
to get down. I like to get down to the essence of things, right? So according to what she just said, why are you doing what you're doing?
Clarity and trying to help other people gain clarity amongst the.
Nah,
No, that's
nah.
not
Not coming
it.
up here
You ain't
saying
asked questions.
Diana Ross
No.
was a biracial. You definitely weren't coming
Lying
up here to
like
clear
that.
All right, I
anything.
missed
But
what
hold
Diana
I'm
on,
gonna
Ross.
say
guys.
You know what
30
I'm
minutes
saying?
later, it's
Can I
impossible to
go?
still
Land
be
your
confused.
plane, and then we got to get to the next person because we have three other people that need to speak. And someone wants to ask you, Ricky, why do you have Aunt Jemima as your profile pic? Answer that question, land really quickly, and then we got to go to Adult Swim, and then Basic, and then Gypsy.
Well, because I feel like the left has had a agenda of erasure when it comes to Black American cultural icons like Aunt Jemima, Uncle Ben, Bruh Rabbit, others. You could even argue the Redskins logo. And I hated to see that, and I wish they would get Aunt Jemima back on the syrup bottles.
What do you mean the left?
Well, people with an agenda of saying everything is offensive, and like the people that took Aunt Jemima off of the syrup bottle.
What do you mean the left?
The left mostly the people that support that kind of thing are on the left side of the political aisle.
So are the left and the right not the
Ooh,
same
that's a light
freaking? Are they not on the same team?
No, they're not on the same team. Not at all.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah. The left is very anti-American.
And so is the right because they're all rooted in white supremacy.
And there Israel first.
All right, guys. Oh, say
Can
it's
I
not
say one more
Israel.
thing just before I drop? Because I got to
Go
go do my
ahead.
homework.
And then we got to get to the next person. Go ahead.
What he just said about his profile picture makes perfect sense as to why he disagreed with my point that it's dangerous for Hollywood to try to, you know, put mixed people in place as representation as Black people. Everything he just said, people disagreed with because they were caricatures. Aunt Jemima was strapped to a table while they made her do commercials for their company. So you're a very dangerous man in everything that you say and the way that you move.
Wow.
Correct. He's an agent, and that's what I call a spade a
People saying
spade.
that this is a pale faced man and he's not even black, but
Yeah,
I
he's an
can't see
agent.
him. I don't know. But we got to move on. I'm sure he'll probably stay up here for a little while longer if you guys want to ask him any other questions after I get to the next three people.
Oh,
Okay.
love, you can put the timer on each person. I don't know how to do it. I don't know, but I know you can.
Played around with this
I know.
because I wish I could.
Yeah,
Because
can you want to make me a mod? I can try.
let me see. I'm nervous about making people mods
I
too.
get it. No, I totally get it. I get it.
I don't know.
But I know you can do it. If somebody know how to do it,
I'm
tell
figure
her.
it out.
Basic, do you know how to do it? I know you do lives.
Because I think John knows how to do it.
I can help you. So what you do is you like tap on my profile and then you should see countdown and then you can set the countdown for however long.
Oh,
There you go.
thank you. Now,
No
and this show
problem.
goes. So now I'm gonna give you 5 minutes. What, 3 minutes?
Oh, please. Yeah, I don't need 3 minutes, but
Yeah,
I'm
go ahead.
24. I'm a bi-ethnic American. My mother is Black American. My father is Nigerian. He moved over here when he was 22. Are bi-ethnics considered FBA? No. Are biracials considered FBA? No. And I think that's okay. I think that I forget who was speaking. I think it was Lacey's house. What Lacey said was right. You don't have to lie to kick it. And that's one thing with Black American people. You do not have to lie to kick it just to feel like you want to be a part of them or whatever. Black American people are one of the most accepting groups of people on the planet. That is why you see a lot of Black American or a lot of biracials trying to be getting the, sob story out there to the Black Americans and all that other stuff. But it's neither here nor there. Why is it considered a threat for Black Americans to center themselves? Because they have prioritized everybody else but themselves for so long. And so when Black Americans finally prioritize themselves with movements such as FBA, the have already done enough free labor for the rest of everybody else. They don't really have to do anything more. And I don't really think Black American people owe anybody shit. And that's just kind of how I feel. All these, immigrants coming over here, biracials, whatever. I'm gonna just stick to immigrants. They just need to realize that the reason why they're even able to be on American soil is because of the sweat, blood, and tears of Black American people. Do you know how many people who are Black American unalived for them to just come over here? And yeah, you can say an immigrant can say, "Oh, you call me African booty scratcher," but at the end of the day, you're still kids, right? Everybody is still children, and at the end of the day, when you're coming into some else's house at the end of the day, I'll land.
Thank you. And unwritten is I had a bad experience before, so now I feel like I have to see people for a while, but it ain't nothing personal.
Oh no, I don't take it. I think you should be everybody should honestly be very cautious with it.
A lot going on. Okay, it is Basic's turn, and then after Basic, it is Gypsy. Wait, how do I? Okay, let's end it, and then let's Basic. And thank you, Adolfo,
Okay.
for telling me how to
All
do
right.
it. Thank you. Go ahead.
All right. So I'll just say neither bi-ethnics or biracials are FBA. If you're 50% one thing and 50% something else, or I don't agree with everybody always being dumped on Black Americans. Like everybody is a part of our community, and this is why you have people up here with the rhetoric that we are a mixed people, and the reason for that is everybody gets labeled Black or Black American if they have like some other parent or something. Like if they have a white parent, an Asian parent, a Caribbean parent, or something else, they still consider them us. That is the real reason why we are considered a mixed people. It's not that we are all mixed, because contrary to popular belief, where I'm from, it was extremely segregated. So I don't know where all this mixing was supposed to have happened at, because
They try
I think
to
a
say
lot
on
of
the plantations, but go ahead. But and even that was
first of all, the history also says that there was breeding farms, which means that it was a whole lot of fully Black people being birthed on those farms, and I can guarantee you, white men were not outbreeding us. So that's a lie. That's a complete lie. You know what I'm saying? And these YT men were not impregnating every female slave that they had. That's a lie. It was a couple of them. And if you know anything about the plantation, it was only a few half breeds. The majority of the slaves were fully Black people. So, a lot of people have taken one aspect of what happened back then, and they try to project it onto all of us. I'm back to the to 1810 in my lineage. It ain't one white person nowhere. So, a lot of y'all run with these notions because maybe y'all have a mixed background or something. So you want that to be everybody's story, but it's not. And where I'm from in Mississippi, on both sides, Mississippi is extremely segregated still to this day. It's still fully Black communities. There ain't no white people nowhere in one of the towns that my folks is from. It was, I ain't gonna say the name, but it was mentioned in the movie Sinners. It's still all Black. So, I think a lot of people really need to learn about Black Americans, because the majority of us are still here in the deep South, and we're still Black. I don't know, like the people that I don't know any Black people with white family members. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe it's like one or two that I'm missing, but I don't really know that many black people with YT family members. So mixed people, and we got white aunties and grandmas. That's a lie.
okay.
And I'll land there.
All right, Gypsy. Hey, boo.
Hey, boo.
Okay.
I sent you this article. I was just on somebody's post in the Atlantic Journal Constitution. Put in on page 19. I sent you the link in your inbox. Is the title was about why ethnic Black Americans are not fighting against ICE, and it really ties into like the foundation of what this conversation is about. And I typed in my notes so I could read it. One quote from the article said, "The ethnic Black American and or the American Indian were the first people to make America great again."
Oh
And it
wow.
also talked about it's a ethnic Black American. So I don't know if you like when y'all pivot from this conversation, if you want to like I don't know, screenshot like the first part of the article with the title and make it like the photo, but it's so good. And I don't think I've ever seen us talked about like it's a new thing. I've said before that some down payment assistance that I got was specifically for foundational Black Americans. So for the people who think that we're just begging the dominant society for something that we're never going to get and that we don't get to decide how we identify, it's not true. It's just that we have to decide that we're going to take that power back and make it what it is. And I mean, y'all see I'm very light skinned, but I have 4 monoracial grandparents, mulattoes on my dad's father's side, but that's like 4 or 5 generations back.
And I wouldn't say that that would make you a mixed person. You get
No,
what I'm saying? Like,
my mother and father are Black. His mother and father, my mom's mother and father are Black. They
that
now
part
they do have some native in them, which or
is also
indigenous.
Black.
Yeah, so that all plays a part in it. And color, we can be any color. We're the what's that, the mitochondrial, like we started this, we created all colors. The argument that we come from that we shouldn't center ourselves when we like that article is really talking about why we should center ourselves and why it's we're overdue to do that because we've been fighting for everybody else, literally changing the laws in this country and forcing them to acknowledge us. So it's time for everybody to recognize that is new for them. They want to specifically name their homeland, their mother's homeland. So that's my take on it.
Okay, thanks, boo. We have Miss Phyllis. Wait, let me stop the. Hello, Miss Phyllis, for the panel, right quick. You could just give us your ethnic background, and then you could go ahead and answer the prompt.
Okay, thank you. I'm a Black American descendant of freedmen. Concerning the prompt, are biethnics and biracials considered FBA? Well, earlier in the room while you all were talking, I was looking at the official FBA.com website. Biethnics would be considered to be FBA. And they say that it's because if one of the parents has an FBA background, born in the USA, that would make the child be considered to be FBA. It doesn't have anything on there about biracials. And I would say, like, if people really don't like that, then that's something I would say that has to be changed. I read allegedly, because I don't know whether this is true or not. I know that, or I read somewhere that Tariq Nasheed is married to a biracial woman, and I don't know that might find it. I don't know whether it's true. Oh, it is true.
I think it is. I'm
Okay,
not sure,
and
but
so,
I think so. I don't know.
but
But
that's what it
Tariq's
said about.
website isn't a Bible, though.
I beg your pardon.
Tariq's
She said
website
it
isn't
is.
Bible.
Right, I know. That's why I said I would say it's up to the people, meaning
Mm-hmm.
us, how we consider all of this stuff.
And
Correct.
also,
Correct.
Miss Phyllis, I'm going to interject right quick. Dr. Claude Anderson is the one who officially came up with this term. I think Tariq just kind of
He modified it.
yeah,
Claude
but
Anderson said
for the
Native
most
Black
part,
Americans.
yeah.
That's what Claude Anderson
So
said.
for the most part, I don't know that we have to go by what's on the website. For me, what I mean is just a person with a long lineage here without an
And
Can I ask a follow up question real quick? 'Cause it's important to quantify what's FBA, and at the core of that ideology, what are they saying? And right, and then you got to look at it like this, right? So Black Americans, we're the only one we get our identity changed every freaking 10 years, right? So I tell people, actually, why are we so willing to accept FBA now? Right, as our new identity, and so many people are taking on to this, right? So I'm able to see through the semantics. So I'm asking y'all, at the core of that ideology, what are they saying?
Who's
Okay.
they? Sorry.
okay,
Let's
you've
have
kind
Miss
of just
Philly
taken
finish.
over when I was
Yes.
speaking.
Go ahead.
Yeah, her time is still going
Oh yeah,
down.
oh shit, my, my,
So
my
my
bad, my
my
bad, sis.
time has
Literally
gone
just
down
ticking.
because
My bad, sis.
Let me
you
give
just
you.
interjected.
I'm gonna
I'm
give you
so sorry,
another
sis.
Yeah,
My
that's
bad,
another.
my bad.
okay. I forgive you.
I'm gonna
but
restart you. Go ahead.
but
Let's let
I
her
think
go.
when
Go
we
ahead.
talk
You can
about
go with no interruption.
words and accepting what is being said, when I first heard the term FBA, it was maybe a few years ago. I'm 66 years old.
Mhm.
And I parse words. I do that for a living. I'm an English language teacher. And I thought, wow, that is an apt descriptor of who we are. Foundational to this country, built the country, Black Americans. I'm like, I love this term, you know, just because I felt like it was a accurate description.
Mhm.
Um, how else would you define us? I mean, the term Black American has been co opted by many. African American was co opted, and and a lot of us never even accepted that term anyway. Jesse Jackson in 1988 decided that he wanted to give us this title, thinking that he said something about it would make us feel a greater affinity for the motherland. And I wasn't for any of that. I thought of myself as being Black and still do. So why isn't it's not wrong to accept the term FBA. I
Mhm.
mean, people put a negative connotation on it. They try to talk about it being a movement. It's not a movement, it's a lineage. And just like other people have a right to define themselves, they have a right to state who they are. Why don't we? We do. And I think that right now it's toes down. We're saying this is it. You can like it, you cannot like it. We're delineating, and that's that. So I think when you talk about semantics, I know a lot about semantics, okay? And I don't think that using the term FBA is a matter of semantics, it's a matter of truth. It is what it is. And so I don't think that there's a better term that we can use. Now, I call myself a Black American descendant of freedmen because I know for a fact that that is what I am. I'm doing my genealogy and I discovered about the freedmen. And so I identify with that. But no one can tell us who we are but us. And as far as biracial blackness at their convenience.
Mhm.
And so I don't think that they would be considered FBA. So I'm done.
Thank you, Miss Phyllis. So I'm gonna say this. I never even used to call myself Black. I just used to say I was a melanin rich American, right? And then I started to look at it more as an ethnic marker as opposed to like my skin color because I am this beautiful brown mocha complexion, and it just used to feel derogatory to me. I'm just gonna keep it honest with y'all. But once I started looking at it as an ethnic marker and an ethnic identifier, because we didn't really have any other terms. I mean, like some of us call ourselves indigenous, some of us now there's Solon, like there's a lot of different variations. But what made the most sense to me as I began American, it doesn't make me cringe as much as it used to when I was thinking about it in a different type of way. Now, as far as FBA goes, I don't run around saying I'm FBA, I'm FBA. Like I don't really use that. However, by its definition, from how I understand it, I would classify as one because I do not have an immigrant background. And for the sake of this panel, I chose to use FBA. If you ever see any of my other live streams, I don't have FBA. It's usually just Black American. But
No, right.
King, I know you're itching to say something. You just gotta go right now. So go ahead.
No, my sister, I appreciate you. Like, so I agree with what the sister is saying, right? But what I asked her is at the core of that ideology, what are they saying? What is like quantify?
Sorry, who is they?
Okay, the people, Tariq Nasheed, okay, he's the face of it, right? So, and then Dr. Claude Anderson, right? So at the foundation of it,
Hmm.
what are they telling you?
So what is Tariq and Dr. Claude Anderson saying about
Like,
identifying as Native
what's
Black
the
American or
what's the
foundational Black
essence?
American?
Right, what's the somebody quantify for me? What's the essence of FBA? Because
That we
I'm
are
doing this
the
for a reason.
foundation to the country. We've always gone by Black American, right? So it's only foundational that's a new term, correct?
Okay, okay, right. So
Right.
foundational.
So foundational is the only new term in the whole to the land,
Okay, so what
to
is
the
that
country.
exactly? So what does that mean? Foundational to the land.
That
It
you were
means we
here
built
prior
this
to the
country.
inception of this country and you are the foundation of this country. You built it.
Okay, so the inception. Now we're getting somewhere. The
Hmm.
inception of this country. What do you mean by that?
1776. We were here prior
Oh,
to that.
so we're foundational to when the other people founded this country, but we weren't here before.
We were in the Revolutionary War. What do you mean?
No, that's not what I'm saying, right?
No,
So
but that's
basically,
Were we
even
not in the
Tyreek.
Revolutionary War,
Wait,
King?
hold up. Let them 102. It's gonna be your go after these guys land their planes, and then you could chime in.
okay. So what I'm trying to say is that at the core of FBA is that they're
Hmm.
basically telling you in layman's terms, like, yeah, Black Americans, your foundation your ass from Africa.
Prior.
That's not what you're saying. That's
Yeah,
not what you're
foundation to
saying.
the country prior 1776.
No, I'm telling you what that whole ideology is about is
Wait,
they're
are you
telling you.
asking or do you already know?
No,
He's
because
he might
Because
have
which
want to land
one
the
is
plane.
it? Because it sounds like you asked a question,
No,
but now you
no,
telling me an
sis.
answer.
No, because I want to land the plane. I don't want to be
No, no, no.
long-winded. Right?
I'm just asking. Are you asking a question or do you know the answer?
All right, so I'm gonna give the answer. Right.
Oh,
So
so you didn't. What's the whole point of this? If you just
Oh
had your own,
wow.
hold
He
on,
kind of
King.
set a trap for you,
Listen,
girl.
and then you can't trap me.
no,
Come
sis,
on
I'm not
now.
trying to trap you.
Listen,
What I'm
all I'm saying is, look, the thing is, you ain't gotta be disingenuous on this panel with us. All right, you feel me?
one is
So
disingenuous.
if you already have your own perspective of
Hear me
FBA,
out.
you can
Hold on.
just communicate your perspective. Disagreeing, you can just say
No,
your perspective.
I got you. Hear me out. All I'm saying is that at the core of what they're saying FBA is, the definition of SBA when you go on their website is they're telling you basically Black
The
Americans, you
website
were
is not Bible, King.
hear me out. I know. I'm making a point, right? Because I'm on your side actually, right? So what they tell people is that okay, yeah, you're foundationally Black American, but we still got your ass from Africa.
Who is
All I'm saying,
they?
okay, the people who subscribe,
Who made the
like
website,
Oh,
basically,
you
like
mean
what they're
Tariq? Just
saying.
say
yeah.
Tariq.
No, hear
Stop.
me. I'm on your
Why you keep
listen.
saying A? Just say
I am
Tariq.
King,
on
are
your.
you a
I
Hebrew
am.
Israelite?
This
Are
is
you a Hebrew
crazy.
Israelite,
On.
King?
Listen, I am on your side,
Just
right?
say Tariq put on a website of
Got
FBA
you.
and said that you still have.
So, what that whole thing is about is that they're basically telling you that, oh yeah, Black Americans, you're foundationally American, but we still got your ass from Africa. You just was here, at the beginning of America from when we got your
That's not
from
what he's
Africa.
saying.
What are you talking
He's
about?
What
saying
I'm
we're
telling you is
foundational
that
because when the country started, 1776, we had already started laying the groundwork. It wouldn't be a country to incorporate if we had not put the labor into the financial backing for this land. Now, we don't know what it was called before America was established, which is why we're foundational Black Americans. We can't go back because our ancestors' stuff was destroyed. So we don't have paperwork that would go with this government that would entitle us to what we're owed. Before
no
that,
love.
it was an unincorporated, it was free land. So
Well,
we're
it was owned
starting
by
from
Great
17.
Britain. It was owned by Great Britain.
Exactly. And what I'm telling
So
you, that's false. What I'm telling you is that we are, okay, so we're going to use that, right? We're foundationally Black American because we're the indigenous of this land. We've been here way before all of these people. These are our lands. That's what I'm saying.
And I can say for myself, I literally asked Tariq myself, if you consider yourself an indigenous American, indigenous black person, or would you still be considered FBA? And he said yes. He also said out of his own mouth, with him doing his own genealogy, he has yet to find an African up in there. But let's move on, and then we can have an open panel after I get these new two people to give them an opportunity to speak. Okay. I'm starting you right now. 102. Can you have to give us your ethnicity? You could go ahead and answer the prompt.
Yeah, I'm Black American, so even my I'm not a person that goes around saying it or like branding it and putting it in my bio, but I will like acknowledge it. Okay, this is what my people want. I'm riding with. I'm going with it. But even Tyreek himself, he acknowledged that we had always been here in indigeneity or whatever, right? So it's some within FBA that are Pan Africanists. It's some that identify being indigenous. There's some that think they came from Africa. All these things is conglomerates of what is a Black American, pretty much. Now, your lineage may be different on the basis of if an African came here or not, or whatever. But as far as I'm concerned, as long as those people were here in America, when you talk about that foundational, that 1776, I descend from those people. Because I can see in my family that we're mixed up. I have biracials in my family. I have a white grandmother. I don't have an African, but I also have the indigenous side too. And that's what makes me a Black American. As long as it's fixated here in America, that's what makes up a Black American. But I don't look outside of America for the African and the European and all that. It's just if you've been here in America since the inception, you're a Black American based on that.
Okay. Chris, hey boo. Let me stop this countdown. First of all,
Hey.
wait, hold up, boo.
Oh,
It's over 200 people up in here. Double tap the screen. Let's get this live to 100K likes. Everybody up in here, double tap the screen for me. Follow me if you are not already. Thank you guys for helping me to reach my gift goal, which is located at the top. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, go ahead, Chris.
can you hear me?
Put your countdown on. Yes, I can hear you. Go
Okay.
ahead.
So, all right. So our bi-ethnic people consider FBA. The only reason why I would say yes is because Malcolm X is bi-ethnic. So if we say no, that was one of our really big leaders that contributed quite a bit. Of course, there were people that came before him. So I would say yes, but I will also say that I know a lot of those particular people have double allegiance. So that's where the issue for the Black side, like, or the other side, the African side, or the Caribbean side, or this side, to make it seem more spicy or like, so that's what I would say with that. I would say as far as biracials, absolutely not. No.
But Malcolm was also biracial, no? Or I think his mom was biracial, so he was a quarter white. But go ahead.
hmm And then I don't think it's considered a threat, me personally. I just think that people are mad that they can't use us when they're in trouble, as far as being Black Americans. That's what I would say. And two, I guess like the king dude, like, you're really kind of doing semantics when we're talking about like, oh, the conception of this country. Tyreek has already said that basically there was Black people that were already here that's indigenous. Indigenous Americans are included in the Black Americans because those people were also enslaved, sir. A lot of them were also enslaved and reclassified. So with that being said, yeah, they're considered, if you go by the term FBA, I just say Black American. I'm just going to be honest. I'll say Black American with no immigrant background.
Same.
I don't have to go around saying I'm FBA.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I would say with that.
Okay, thanks, boo. We don't have. Oh, wait, hold up. Now we can have a quick open panel. If anyone wants to ask anyone on the panel a question, please be respectful and don't over talk each other.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, go ahead, boo.
Well, it's a question for the panel. And I was just gonna say, people are confusing somebody who helped Black Americans, foundational Black Americans, and that makes them FBA. That's not true. They may not be a tether. They may not be trying to like take from the organization. If they assimilated and they helped us, great. But that does not make them foundationally Black.
Are you referring to Malcolm X?
Malcolm X specifically, but somebody else also named Booker T. Washington and W.E.B.
Lineage. I mean, there are lots of people who were not what we would call FBA who helped in the movement. But FBA is all about lineage. It's not about what you do, who you align with, any of that. And people need to understand that.
So basically, it would just make you an ally, a respected ally, but
Yeah.
it doesn't mean that you can integrate into the lineage just because you are a prominent figure and you were a prominent ally. That's what y'all are saying, basically.
Yes,
right?
because you can't change your lineage.
And it's like, of course, you would align yourself with the Black people. We had that grassroots power. Who else were you going to align with? So maybe he would have picked somebody else, but we had the.
No Black Americans from
No.
Africa. What are you saying? No. What are you
What
saying?
kind of question
I got
is
you.
that?
It's literally in the name.
Africa, if you go
Wait,
back.
one
Right.
mic, guys. One mic.
Thank you. We are on the same page because these FBA people. Okay, so
You
now I
still
see
going
what's
by
going on.
Tariq,
No,
right?
hear me out. Now I see what's going on, right? Because the sister said something earlier that was very poignant, right? So what I'm coming to realize is that the definition of FBA has changed, right? Because in the beginning, the definition of what a FBA is yeah, you've been here from the beginning, but you're still from Africa. So, but what I'm starting to see is that a lot of
Who
our
said
people.
that?
No one said
That was
that.
there. That
Literally
was the
nobody.
core. Look it up. Research it. That was the. Hear me
I
out. That was
think
the
that's
core.
based on.
We
Talking
understand.
about,
We
wait, are
understand.
you
One
talking
mic,
about African
guys.
descent?
Please. One
Yeah.
mic.
No.
Let
Yeah.
him land, and then you guys can chime in, but one at a time, please. Go ahead.
Right. So. Right. So what I'm starting to see is that a lot of people who subscribe to FBA don't subscribe to the original definition of what an FBA was, and more of our people are accepting that. Okay, yeah, we're in, you guys like some people are indigenous, and all I'm saying is that we have been here since the beginning of when the Most High God created these lands. We are the only real Americans. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, so this is what I pulled up really quickly. FBA is slang for foundational Black American, a term for Black Americans with ancestry tracing directly to enslaved people in the U.S., distinguishing them from recent Black immigrants from Africa or a unique lineage, history, and cultural foundation in America stemming from movements like ADOS and popularized by figures like Tariq Nasheed. The term sparks debate with supporters highlighting unique experiences and detractors seeing it as divisive or xenophobic. So this literally says that we are distinguishing ourselves from, or whoever considers himself FBA is distinguishing themselves from recent Black immigrants from Africa or the Caribbean. So did we change it, or is that what it means?
I think it's evolving because it was very pointed at one point and it excluded a lot of people. But if you can't prove your family was here before they started doing the census and things like that, then you started 1776. But there were people that were already here. There were people that came over. Oh, we're just this one thing. Some people were not already here. Some people were. And if you can prove that, then great. But if you can't, then you start at the country inception, because if we're saying we're the true Americans, then that starts with America being established.
Okay, so do you subscribe to that? That the majority of Black Americans, we started from the inception. Do you subscribe to that?
The thing
I
is,
do,
no
because I
one.
can prove that.
I'm sorry, Gypsy.
No one could prove that. Now we're getting somewhere. You said nobody could prove that?
No, she
I
said
said
she can prove
Oh,
it.
I said
I can
no.
only
I
I
agree.
only go by what I can prove, and I can prove
Okay,
that
so are you saying we
my
can't prove
oldest
that?
ancestor from 1805 that I can trace was a very prominent enslaved person.
Okay, so when you say enslaved, quantify that,
Mhm.
right? So are you
Slavery don't mean Africa the
Enslaved
same
Slave
on
as
does
this
not
slavery.
land.
mean
That's not what that
Africa,
means. Yeah.
African.
At
Slave
all.
does not mean African.
okay? Because
On
we were
paper,
pressing as a war, not
yes, we were, but
slavery.
we're talking about what it actually says. We can't change the definitions until we establish the foundation of where we're going with this. Yes,
Chris, I
it
didn't change
says it
anything.
says slave. It does not say prisoner of war. That's what we categorize it as because that's the truth. But we're talking about what we can prove.
Right, I didn't change anything. I'm just trying to make sure that my people know that we're not from Africa. It's
We
as
know
simple as that.
that. I
Don't
think
you?
we've
How many times we
all
gotta
We
We
say
figured it
all
that?
know
out.
we on
that.
okay,
We
cool,
all know
great.
that.
If
And
we
that's
didn't, if we
exactly
didn't
why
subscribe to that, sorry,
when
go
they
ahead,
come
Chris.
up, no, I'm about to say that's exactly why when they come up
My
here,
gosh.
we be like, no, we're not you. No, we're not the same. When they claim our ancestors, they're not their ancestors. They're not.
So we on the same page. I figured that. I had to just get down to the bottom of that. We're on the same page.
If we didn't subscribe to that, we would have still gone by African American.
Yeah.
We would literally have no issue with African American.
And you've been listening long enough to know that we don't feel that way. I think you just came
It's
up here to
just
shake the table.
it's like
I
there
didn't. I
is
didn't.
no
I no. I didn't
nuances,
think
but
so. It's not about y'all. It's about the 212 people that are
Since you
listening.
came on here, you've been cutting people off. As soon as you came in, you started interjecting, threw off the whole process of who was going next. And you've been saying the same thing over and over and over, and then slowly changing it to get us to accept that we are indigenous and we already know that.
that,
We on the same page.
but Tyreek, my thing, bro, is Tyreek has always acknowledged that majority of us have always been here, and he's acknowledged indigenous ancestry or whatever, right? So even acknowledging that, I don't think we have to get into the semantics of okay, the transatlantic slave trade, does that mean an African? When you mention slavery or whatever, like no, slavery doesn't encompass always the transatlantic slave trade. But even denying that the transatlantic slave trade happened, I feel even that's wrong because there's actually people that do, even some indigenous folks that acknowledge that they did find an African. So it's like it's not this one catch all that people are trying to do.
They didn't find out African. I disagree with you. Go ahead.
Bro, indigenous people acknowledge that they found an African in their lineage. We're
That's
not
cap.
gonna lie.
That is cap. That's
Bro,
One
plenty
Most
of
of
booty
the
them went
scratcher.
to the
indigenous
She said
people
she
have
Caribbean.
found one
acknowledged
booty
that some of them
scratcher.
have found
It
an African.
happened.
We don't have to
It
lie.
She
it
literally said
happened,
she
but
found one
they
booty
went.
scratcher.
any real indigenous Black American who said they found an African is just muddy in the waters, and they're still trying to confuse us.
But maybe they
That's not
did
muddy in the
because most of
water.
them
That's
went
their
to the
lineage.
Caribbean. You don't think they worked their way onto the North America
Nah,
from
that's
the
cap.
Caribbean? You
That's
don't
cap.
think they knew how they didn't steal boats? Because isn't that what Marcus Garvey did? He stole a ship and came to America, and then
Bro,
he probably had some kids, so his kids can look back and say, "Oh, my family is from Jamaica, but they came to Jamaica from Africa through the slave Atlantic trade,
this
Atlantic slave trade."
right, but Marcus Garvey is the same guy who was trying to say we should all go back to
I'm not
Africa.
talking about what he did. I'm saying we have one person we can point to and say he migrated from Jamaica to America by stealing a boat. All I'm saying is people could have came here that were enslaved, that came from Africa, that were in the Caribbean and made their way to America and mixed with people. Just because somebody has that in their third, fourth generation does not mean that the majority of their lineage is not foundational.
No, that's cap. That's cap.
You might
No,
think that. I
it
argue with y'all
actually
all the
isn't. It
time.
actually
You
isn't.
agree,
And
Blue?
just because somebody's lineage is not the same as yours, that doesn't invalidate it.
Right. Because if my great grandfather was a slave, somebody owed my family some money. I don't care who married who for status or whatever.
There you go.
But when you say
People
slave,
survive.
what
People
do they equate
married for
slave to?
survival, and a lot of times, if they didn't have the power, they did not have the right to just pick and choose what they did. A lot of things were orchestrated.
But the thing is that when you say slave, what does everybody equate that to?
American that was enslaved.
That fake ass transatlantic slave trade.
We're not talking about the Atlantic slave trade. We're talking about people who were enslaved on their own land.
Cattle slavery.
That's why my fifth great grandfather, his name was William McCown. He actually, when you go to I'm going to go do the tour so I can see what's up. Like, I actually want to see, which showed that he had some type of status. So a lot of them, they may have makes them an asset. So everybody isn't coming here off of a boat. Again, the boat went to the Caribbean. That's where they dropped most of them off at.
There was no boat. There was no boat. But go ahead.
Sure it wasn't.
All right, guys, we got a new person on the panel. Lady T, can we have your ethnicity? You could go ahead and answer.
Those considered FBA. You know, I don't. Your lineage be a part of the harm that was done. If you are not want to be in on this reparations talk, that have not earned it. That's what our problem comes in. And if you can't prove that you have, even if you weren't here as a foundational, as it has been said repeatedly, people did come over in ships and were subjected to chattel slavery. That's not something that did not happen. But there also was a great, we've been on this planet for 300,000. In Africa, people migrated. Black people. Other people didn't.
Let her
I'm
land,
speaking.
and then you can say something. Then we got to get to the next person.
Others came 10,000. I've only been here for 10,000 years. That's why y'all mad, because y'all not fighting for y'all reparations. Given, we have supported, we have encouraged, we have advocated, we have legislated for everyone else on this planet. When it comes time for, there were people that were here and there were people that were brought here. We both experienced.
You see, I listen to people. When you listen to people, it always reverts back to equating Black Americans with African. Black Americans are foundationally Black American. I keep saying the same shit because the truth doesn't change. It's simple, right? When they brought us over there from Africa, so we're mixed. So it goes into what that guy was with that term African American, because at the end of the day, it was just literally stop correlating us with them.
But King got on the bus and stole the wheel. And
all I'm saying is that we're not from. What am I saying so wrong? Correlating us with any type of ship or slave trade
means that that's what he was classified as.
So you're
no, because I tried to.
Did you not originally ask us that?
Can I answer? You just asked me a question. So
is you gonna deny what you said?
Can I? You
and then try to answer it himself.
Can I answer you? You have no meaning of what FBA is, and it's simple. Foundationally Black Americans, since when we founded America. As I'm listening to people, I'm seeing that, okay, you know, like, oh yeah, we're FBA, you know, but we've been here before. Okay, that's great. It's been here since when white people brought y'all from Africa. a lot of people don't seem to know that that's the original meaning of that whole FBA ideology.
I
That's all
think
I'm
you mean
So
saying.
you
ADOS.
brought this. So okay, thank you. So you
Yeah,
brought that.
because I don't think that we're
How am I
confused. We're not
okay?
continental
So
Africans. We didn't come from
so we're
like
on
we
the same
no.
page. We're on the same. Y'all thinking I'm against y'all? We're on the same
We
page.
might be on the
All
same
I'm
page, but it's a different book, and I'm gonna be because
indigenous, and that's
listen.
okay. But it's like all the semantics, like it, the shit be weird because it'd be like, bro, you don't know who laid down.
I'm African American.
you don't tell
This
an
the
African
shit I'm
no
talking about.
more.
This the shit I'm
Can
talking
you?
about.
Black or
So
African?
You just like her.
I'm a
You
black
just like her.
American.
Y'all,
I'm a
please.
black.
is
Why
that a
you
yes
being
or a
funny?
no?
I'm a black. No, I don't.
This didn't. It didn't even take a minute.
What are you getting out of asking people a question and
I
then
know I'm gonna
judging them
ask
for
you.
their own
What
views?
are you getting
You're
out of
asking.
questioning me?
You're asking for a view, and then it's just intriguing. I found it intriguing. That's all.
Okay, so just say I'm intrigued. But to get in
Yes.
here and question me, you can. If not, you could, continue on with Aton. Yeah, I hope I said it right. Can we have your ethnicity?
Ethnics and biracials considered FBA.
Mm-hmm.
Go along with it under the black thing. I think we've always been a threat. Okay.
So you said bi-ethnics and biracials are considered FBA. You could go ahead and answer the second part.
Yeah, so I said we've always been a threat. So I would say just a threat. Doesn't make sense at all. How can you be foundational black and American and be a slave? American is the key thing because America is America.
Nope. Yeah, let him finish. I want to see where he's going with this. Let him finish.
All right, cool. If you're a slave coming off a ship and you come over, so you have no reparations because you had nothing on this land.
What are you
That's
talking
Our labor
ridiculous.
doesn't count. Hold on, wait.
No,
So
he's
Can
is
not
that
going
is
over
that?
Nope.
I
there though.
Hold on,
ask?
y'all.
Hold
We have to let
on,
him. His
hold
time
One
is
on,
still
mic,
going.
guys. One mic,
hold on. Can
please.
I please?
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you for having me up here, Lojo.
Okay.
Go ahead, sis.
Yeah. Can I rebuttal him? Okay. So were there not first of all, since you want to bring up someone owning something, were there not free slave that own stuff?
Okay, who said they were free? I mean,
Uh,
yes, but
they
who said
they
they were
were
free?
there. They were people that were free, sir. What are you talking about?
Okay, yes, but who said they were
They
free?
The
they they
documents.
they their documents said they were free. Not only that they own land, sir. What are you talking about?
Okay, so who gave them permission to vote?
It's not about a permission. They were freemen, so they could do that. They were free. Do you know what free means?
No, he's
Sir,
No,
actually
since the
on your side.
1700s.
Hold on.
Listen to
Everybody stop
one mic.
talking.
Let Chris
King,
land,
please
he's
y'all.
stop.
actually on your side. Go ahead.
King, please. You're
Actually on
being
your
King, you're
Y'all
being
can interject.
okay, go
disrespectful.
ahead. Okay, go
Stop.
ahead.
And everybody has said the same thing about you. And I'm really trying to be respectful. But
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, go
You
ahead,
interjected,
sister.
but go ahead.
He
can you
cool. He
please
cool.
mute yourself till I'm done out here? So you keep talking about what own the Jays didn't own anything here either, and they still got reparations. They weren't even in America. What are you talking about?
Okay, so first of all, if you talk about the Japanese or the Jews, I mean,
Hey,
I
you
can't
have
say
to
that,
say
right? The circumstances, all that stuff was done through Article One Congress. So I'm giving you a background that I kind of know what I'm talking about. So that's totally different from something that was
wait
actually,
a minute.
Ever
or
heard of the 14th Amendment for real? We were added.
No,
Oh
have you
my
heard of
God.
Article
And
1,
you need to go
Section
read that article I was talking
2
about
clause?
earlier to coach. And
No, it's
I got
cool.
the permission from the host
All
to
right,
talk to
it's
coach.
cool, y'all. I can have.
King, you're still
So
interjecting. Like this
Article
dude is
1, Section
disrespectful
2,
as hell.
right? Oh,
No,
Actually,
I
on your
heard
this
you, but
side.
he
If you
keeps
listen, he's
all right.
on your
So
interjecting.
side.
look,
If you
if you talk
Keep
listen.
about the,
talking.
I wait. All right.
What
So
is going on? Y'all
if you actually,
arguing? What the hell?
no, it's
Go
cool.
ahead.
It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. So the 14th Amendment Legalization Act, who is to be naturalized. Now, these free persons, or in all that type of jargon, we don't know.
Somebody interject them. Let them talk.
It says free Negroes on the same.
What? What did you do,
How
sweetie?
much do
You
you make doing
disagree
it for
with
a living?
us. Like,
Maybe he's fact checking what you just said.
Ethnics and biracial is considered FBA. You said yes. Are just
Have,
moved on, coach.
go ahead.
I just want to ask you a question. Being. I guess
Everybody,
it's for coach.
A good question.
you do this for a living.
But a living.
probably
All
not.
right.
Huh?
Okay. All right.
All right, you could ruminate. You could let it simmer.
I mean, I never got to answer the question, Nick. It depends. Could they be considered American peoples and all the other different rights and declarations that have been done? They can, if they want to self-identify in that manner. Now, you see all these fake ass Native Americans that's posing to be something that is.
He's on your side. Just listen to him.
Not your turn to
Oh my
speak, King.
God.
Come on,
Thank
baby.
you.
This person down here, glitter baby snack pack. It's your go. Okay.
And so our bi-ethnics and biracials considered a slave. If that's the only requirement, then I guess biracial or bi-ethnic I guess I've not really looked into. I know that I understand personally. I believe that my ancestors, my enslaved ancestors, are from Africa. I don't believe that they were just here hiding out in the bushes while the G side was going on against the rest of the indigenous. I don't understand how that makes sense in people's brains. I'm just trying to understand, how did y'all survive the G side and all that was going on?
Do you know how many revolts happened with deeply melanated people that were already here versus the colonizers? Do you
No,
know
and
that?
that's the thing. I would love to know. That's what I'm
Yes,
saying.
you
If the evidence
okay.
is not there and not documented, then I just think to go off of that and just be so strong and 10 toes down, it's kind of crazy considering we do have the evidence that our ancestors are literally from Africa.
Okay, so what?
We don't have that article
No,
I talked
guys,
about.
no. What evidence do you have that your father's ancestors came from Africa? Shoot, give me 5 resources. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna make it easy. Give me 2.
DNA.
DNA. So your father's
So we
African.
could just go. We can. No, my father's
No.
Black
I'm asking
American,
you a question. So your
and so
dad
we
is.
can go off
Hold up,
of. We can
boo.
go off of
Wait a minute.
literally.
Calm down. It's all
No,
right.
I'm not.
I'm
I'm just
asking
a
you a
loud
question.
talker.
So your father is African. So he's a continental African.
No, his
You have family in
ancestors are
Africa.
African. Yes, ancestors was African.
So you have
And
family in Africa.
yeah, we all, if we're from Africa, technically yes. If our ancestors are from Africa, that means we have family in Africa.
Do you know
Now,
them?
I
Do you
don't
know their
consider myself
mothers?
African.
Can you
I
go
consider
call them?
myself
Speak to them?
a descendant of Africans,
I told y'all.
and a descendant from Europeans. So, as a biracial person, to say like, oh well, you're half of this, or even a bi-ethnic person, you're half of this, so you're not a descendant of American slaves. No, they're still descendants of them. And so, at the end of the day, I don't really care to be considered a FBA because I feel like FBAs are problematic, and it's basically like a hierarchy system
Told y'all,
to.
you hear the Satanism in her?
King,
My bad.
stop interrupting, please.
You said that
Go
here. Who
ahead.
the Satan? You said Satanism?
I don't know what he
I don't
said,
know
but
where he's
just
going
Can
with
I
let
that.
me
can
know.
I can I
Please,
rebuttal?
Chris,
Well, I'm not done
no,
yet though. But
stop,
so
y'all. Let the girl land her plane, and then I'm going to say something back to her, and then y'all
yeah,
could chime in after. Go ahead.
yeah. At the end of the day, like I said, y'all can, if the evidence was documented or presented in a
But you didn't give
way
me any evidence,
that I
though.
could see,
You didn't give
but
me
I
any
don't really
evidence
need
that you could see.
evidence because you don't got to believe me. What I
You
say,
don't
y'all
need
don't.
evidence, but we need
Y'all
evidence.
don't
That's not how that
no.
goes.
You absolutely don't need that evidence because guess what? At the end of the day, it does
But that's
not.
not
What
what
you
you
eat doesn't
said,
make me
girl.
shit.
Girl,
Please
you
But what I'm
stop
saying is, I don't understand
interjecting.
it and I don't subscribe to it. So for me personally,
So because you don't
I have
understand
the
it,
proof. Hold on, the proof is
you
we
are
can go
very
off of
aggressive. You
features,
gotta
right?
relax, breathe. It's
No, I'm
okay.
not even aggressive, y'all. Am
You
I
are.
really
Your
aggressive?
tone is
People
like
be telling me that, and I think I'm just a loud
defensive.
person.
No, I think you're very defensive. Like, and I'm just trying to have a
No, I'm
conversation
really
with
just
you.
loud. Everybody says on any panel I go on to,
I
damn,
didn't
you
say you
loud.
were loud. I said that you were aggressive and defensive.
Oh,
I didn't
defensive
say anything
how?
about
What am I
volume.
defensive about?
Because I just asked you to prove how you were African. You like, oh, we don't got to prove it, but you just told me I had to prove to you
Oh, I never
that
said
black
you
people were
had to
already here,
prove.
and you were being disrespectful to people's ancestors who are descendants of deeply melanated people that were already here, saying, oh, how they were just hiding in the bushes while people were being captured and all of this is going on. And I just told you that there were plenty of revolts and WAR's combat that happened. How do you think
So
people?
you're that's what I'm saying. If I've never seen those stories or those
Because
revolts
you've never seen it
of
doesn't mean that it doesn't
indigenous
exist.
melanated people that specifically had revolts and they were the only ones who survived, and all the I guess what would you call them, white indigenous, they passed, but somehow the black indigenous survived the G side and the
Have you done any research on your
smallpox.
own, Glitter, though? Have you done any research on this?
The research like on
No, she hasn't.
indigenous black
Have you
like
done
on indigenous black
what you're asking
Americans.
about? Have you ever researched it?
I admittedly haven't
No.
researched it much, but
Okay,
I
so
don't
that's the
know where the
reason why you
research
don't exactly.
is.
So listen to what we're hearing, right? We're hearing somebody who
No,
has
I'm asking
no
y'all though,
research. No, you are though, because you're on a panel.
because y'all never had the
We're
research
literally.
either to give people. Y'all
Well,
just
where are
say
we getting
do
the
the
information
research.
from, Glitter?
What's the
We do have
resource? What's
research.
the resource? Let's get the resource so I can look it up
The
now.
thing is, no, the
The
All
thing
you
is,
U.S.
have to
Glitter.
you could
Census.
The
hold
reality
up a
is that
minute.
you. Oh,
Wait, hold
sorry. Go
up,
ahead.
boo.
I don't know. I was on a
All
pretendian
you have
panel.
to
I
do,
really
I
didn't,
don't even
y'all. I really didn't.
you need to
At the end of the
relax.
day, y'all are ashamed to be
Girl, you need to calm
ashamed of
down.
y'all African ancestry, and at
You
the end
need
of
to
that's more
calm
Cornish
down.
than being biracial
Your
could ever
Karen
be. I
side
would
is
never.
showing.
I'm proud of
You're
my
acting.
ancestors and
You
what
need
they
to
survived
calm
through.
down. You're
No,
not even
sis,
Calm, y'all
talking
can
how
keep
you
cutting
would.
me off. I'm gonna just
I got
Girl,
talk till
we
I
are
get
having a
kicked.
King,
So
please.
that's all I had to
I
say.
actually was talking to
Pretendians,
you.
come to the light. Y'all worried about biracials?
Pretending,
At
girl,
least
you
we
are
know
a
where we
white
from.
girl with entitlement
Bye.
issues.
You're from America. That's
Weirdo
where you're
bitch.
from. That's the only
Like you can
documentation you
tell
can
she's raised
prove.
by a fucking white lady, and her father's probably Matumbe from
And
motherfucking
that's why
Zimbabwe.
we don't
I
Yeah.
don't have
consider
time.
y'all. We know how y'all get down. We know your
She's a
get
You
up.
said her
weirdo.
father's from where?
Nobody was
Right.
being rude
That's
to her. I literally was talking to her and allowing her to speak, but she was so like, girl, relax. How old are you? 12? We're grown adults. Like,
no, but she said DNA. That's why I was saying, could I say something to her? Because we all know that DNA does not tell a landmass ethnicity or race. When they say this stuff, they
It
just be
plays a
sounding
part, though.
stupid.
It
yeah,
definitely
They
we
be
plays
have
a
to.
sounding
All
part.
right, Chris,
stupid.
hold up, baby. We gotta let the next person go. Go ahead, baby girl. Can we have your ethnicity? You can go ahead and answer the
I am
prompts.
African American.
Do you have an immigrant background?
My father is from West Africa, Cote
Timer, love.
d'Ivoire.
Who? What you
Timer.
say? Oh, thank you for reminding me. Yes. Okay. Your father, is he Nigerian
No, he
or
is not.
Ghanaian?
He's West Africa. He's from West Africa. He's from Cote d'Ivoire,
Okay.
Ivory
Why y'all
Coast.
so aggressive? Where is the smoke? Damn.
What's
I'm
wrong with
being nice. I'm
Nigeria?
smiling. I'm
Oh,
saying, hey, what's up? And you know he is not. My father is. Girl, I don't have no issues with y'all.
no, I'm sorry.
Please,
That I'm very,
Jesus.
just very straightforward.
Please. That's not being straight. I'm going to walk away. Go ahead. Because y'all, I'm ready to cuss.
You know, this is the problem with. Mm,
No, I'm dropping you. Get your funky ass out of here. I'm
Oh,
tired of
you.
y'all.
Can I say
Everybody is
something?
getting on my motherfucking nerves. I'm
I
trying to
told
be nice. Y'all
you.
keep over talking. People keep coming up in here with a nasty attitude. I'm trying to be nice, but I don't know. Y'all bitches got me fucked up. And I hope I don't get a restriction. But if I do, oh motherfucking well. Enough is a motherfucking enough. You ain't gonna come on my motherfucking panel talking to me out the side of your African or your fucking white mama neck being rude. I'm not having it. Now, hey, Kanata, what's up? What's up? You can go ahead.
Can y'all hear me?
Well, I want to say something real quick. I gotta go. Hey, but look, check this out. See, the runaways, right? See, the runaways. See, and that's why I'm gonna go. I'm gonna piss some people off on my way out. See, a lot of them people that was coming over here were melanated people. These people that was running away, they was running to indigenous places to get away from the 13 United States and the indentured servants that they was actually dealing with. This is what people don't understand. It's like you guys want to be something, but then you guys are changing the trajectory because you want to hang on to this black narrative.
Sorry, who is
You
talking? Is
get
it
no
Coach or
remedy.
could?
You get
No,
no
it's
remedy.
Coach.
You
Oh,
get
okay.
no remedy.
Away.
You get no remedy under those titles. If you actually look up the standard form, what is that? Standard form 182. It basically says what a black African American is. It's a group. It's an ethnic group that has ties to West Africa. You have nothing on this American continent, and if you don't understand that,
Okay, Google.
you'll
All
be
right.
chasing your tail the whole
Okay.
time. Why
Thank
you
you for
think
your
reparations
submission,
ain't came?
Coach.
Because you ain't brought the right claim.
You
Bring the
took
right
30
claim.
We
years
heard
to
your
get those
claim.
Then you.
Google facts. Now you
We
up
heard
here
your
trying to
claim,
school somebody.
Coach.
Wait,
Everybody
wait,
Please.
wait,
stop. No,
wait,
hold
wait,
on.
wait, wait,
No,
wait.
everybody
Hold
stop.
on.
How come everybody
Hold
else
Wait,
just
on.
wait
interject
a
when I
minute.
say
Because you did it for
something?
2 hours straight.
Hold
That's
on.
why.
Hold
Let
on.
stop,
Hold on.
stop.
Can I ask him one quick question?
Okay,
What's the
but you're
right claim?
interjecting, and if I'm
What's
not
the
gonna
right
interject
claim?
because I respect all,
King, can you stop? Oh my
y'all
God.
interject.
You are
Listen, y'all
so
interjecting,
annoying.
right? You
I just
can't
want
tell
to
me.
let you know.
Okay, okay,
Everybody
I got
Y'all
wants
you.
gonna make me end this
stop.
Okay, I got you.
motherfucking live. Everybody
Stop.
keeps interjecting and it's aggravating me. Come on. Can we just talk one at a time?
Yes,
That's
that's
God
what
all.
I'm.
damn.
Yes, that's all I
Yo,
was trying to ask him.
yo,
He
the
said,
host
"What is
love.
the right claim?" King, can you just stop?
You keep saying
Coach, what is
stop,
the
but you're
right
doing the same
claim?
thing that you're accusing me of.
What is the right claim, Coach? Since you know, what is the right claim?
Keep doing the same shit you accusing me of. But go
King,
ahead.
you keep
Okay, go
running your
ahead. Okay,
mouth.
go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Coach, what is the right claim since you know and nobody else does?
The right claim is understanding what reparations,
We're not
restitution,
talking about
restoration,
reparations.
repair, restore is.
So
We're
what's
not
the
That's
right
talking
it.
about.
name? What's the name?
What's the name, sir?
You have to own
So
something.
what's
How
the
about
name?
lost wages? How about intellectual property?
No, let him answer, Gypsy. What's the name,
You
Coach?
have
What's the name?
no slave has any type of
That's
intellectual
fine. But
property
what's
on
the
Did so
American
name?
much
soil.
stuff while
Gypsy,
enslaved.
Gypsy, let him
Under the
answer.
United States, can I answer the question?
Yes, what's the name,
Under the
Coach?
United States, you are enumerated, you are taxable. The only thing you see in Article 1, Section 2, Clause 3 that was amended to the 14th Amendment, Section 2 is one thing that stayed. Indian is not taxed. Now, if you're not claiming an Indian, but FBA, guess what? You have no claim.
So Coach, what's the name?
Sorry.
What's the name, Coach?
Huh?
What's the name?
What,
Can I
You gotta
interject?
Google
what's
it.
the
Give him a
name? What you
second.
mean, what's the name?
You
You
gotta
said
Google
we're
it.
we're claiming the wrong name. What's the right name?
I don't understand. You said, what's the name?
What's the right name we should be
Indian.
identifying as? Okay, so you just want us to identify as Indian.
Indian.
And we
Okay,
can't prove that.
that's
Most
That's the
people
fine.
only way
can't
you're going
prove
to get a
that.
claim because the Indian is the only one that has a name in the Constitution. I mean, what are you looking for? You looking
Yo, come
for
on
these
now.
acts and all these other different things, these plenary type of shit? That was, I mean, my bad. Excuse my language. But these articles you talking about what Congress did and to circumvent. The bottom line is, I'm just saying, respectfully,
But
When
you
did
they
guys just
only
hit
American
me
when did
recognize
American Indian get
for like
citizenship?
10 seconds.
When did American Indians get in
10
citizenship,
seconds.
They're doing the
Coach?
10
same thing you're accusing me of. Let him
seconds.
talk. Let him talk.
Oh my God, y'all getting on my nerves. Can we move on? I want to move on. Let me let somebody else talk. Kanata Cable, what's up?
What's up?
Can you please like give me some good energy because these people, I don't know, child, they got some bad attitudes. People coming up in here talking crazy. I don't know what
Can
the
you
hell is
please
going on.
mute? Thank you. So I'm an American Indian. I don't have a problem with the word Black American. Drop them.
What's that noise?
So are bi-ethnics and biracials considered FBA? I think we got to take into consideration just the umbrella of what a Black American is, and FBA, Adolf, Solon, and all these different names. See, everyone under those umbrellas may be considered a Black American, but those specific groups are delineating. So the problem with bi-ethnics and biracials, if you're not anchored in being a Black American, then you're not a part of it. Period. And I wanted to make a comment about what's her name that was on here? Glitter
That's a
Snack Baby.
fact.
Glitter
That's a fact.
Snack Baby. Yeah, Glitter Snack Baby. If y'all go to my page 9 videos ago, I did a video on her. So Lotus, y'all know OBM Lotus. He did a video about biracials. It was a biracial man with his biracial tears, right? So in the comments, I put mixed issues. She took a screenshot of one of my pictures and put it in his comment section talking about I'm ashamed of whiteness. And the difference between me and her,
Wait,
what I
that
made
was that girl?
yeah, that's her. That's her. So what I made the video about is I'm a full-blooded so-called Black American, American Indian on both sides of my family. She is biracial. She's trying to compare her biracial experience to a full-blooded Black American, American Indian, whether they're light skin, brown skin, or dark skin. Me and you are not the same. You do not have the same experience as a light-skinned Black American, American Indian. And in the video, I called out that I knew she had a white mother. I knew your mother was white because somebody that would be raised by a Black woman would never put us in the same category. You know your experience is not the same.
Oh,
And
she
what
in here.
yeah, and what
You
these
said no.
people
I said he's white as fuck. Look at his page. He's not white. He's a light skinned Black American.
But what does that have to do with the conversation about mixed issues and biracial issues? It don't matter
Exactly.
how I identify. My lineage is not your lineage. You're a half breed. You're a tragic mulatto, and that's why you were going off in this room the way you were
For no
doing because you're
reason,
lost.
unprovoked.
Because she's lost, and she's talking about FBA is divisive because a lot of these people, much like the bi-ethnics and the biracials, they can't cosplay, they can't leech, and what they try to do is similar to the half African, half Black American woman that was on my page. You remember her? They try to have this authority over culture and lineage that they just don't have. And what I was saying in the video, even as a light-skinned Black American man, I know my place, and not to speak on certain issues pertaining to what maybe more melanated Black Americans go through. You know what I'm saying? So they just don't understand their place. We're all not the same. It's not a monolith. If you're not anchored in being Black American and the things we're fighting for, you're not Black American. And she is not anchored in being Black American. She suckled on a white woman's bosom. She don't know anything about being Black. Her father probably wasn't even in her life. That's why she's acting out. But yeah, and also I wanted to say that there were individual Black American families who sued for reparations and they won and they did not change their name of being Black American. Now, I don't know how that's going to constitute for everything that's going on now. But as far as other than the things I just spoke about, what I think about is lineage depending on what you're anchored in and what you're talking about. For instance, if you enroll into an American Indian tribe, whether state or federally recognized, it goes by lineage. A lot of these people that you see in these tribes, you look at them and you see their so-called Black presenting. A lot of these people are mixed with Black American and maybe Puerto Rican or Dominican or whatever. But the so-called Black American, American Indian portion in the USA is what got them enrolled because it's by lineage. You understand what I'm saying? So I think it depends on what the motive is, what the goal is, and what you're anchored in. That's it.
I agree. And before we get to the next person, I need to say this. She said, "Oh, there's no proof that we were revolting. There were over 250 revolts by enslaved melanin-rich American people here in the United States of America before slavery was officially abolished. Glitter Sparkles, or whatever your name is, you need to do some research, okay? There was a historian by the name of Herbert Aptheker. His name is Herbert Aptheker. You can go ahead and look him up because you kept saying we don't have no proof and calling us pretendians. When no one up here was really saying that we were even like pretending or Indian. We're literally saying Black American. So you just wanted to get that off because you have an issue with Black Americans that do have indigenous ancestry. You have an issue with Black Americans that who has been able to trace their lineage and their genealogy and didn't find an African that came off of a slave boat when only literally maybe 4% of Africans came to the United States of America. You do know that what you learned in school about Christopher Columbus was a lie. Christopher Columbus never came to the mainland. That's what you just learned in basic education. So I don't know where you went to school or what you got going on, but I just gave you a historian where you can look him up. His name is Herbert Aptheker. And you will get some primary resources about the nearly 300 revolts and rebellions that happened amongst deeply melanated people that were already over here and people that came over here trying to colonize. The issue is you guys don't want to learn. You just want to argue. And that's why you came up here with that nasty disposition. You are a very nasty person. Something about you is very off-putting. You and the other person. I am
White
very
mother.
nice. I'm gracious. I talk to people with respect. But once you have a certain type, my energy is very, 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 y'all want to be anywhere but Africa. Where are you? Why aren't you in the caves with your sun dodging relatives? You want to be everywhere but in a white person's business. Why are you on this panel? If you're African and we're saying that we're not, then why does it matter to you what it is that we're talking about? Why aren't you up in the mountains with your ancestors? Why aren't you in Europe? Why don't you go to European lives? Talking about somebody's African. You don't have African ancestors that you can trace. You can't call them up. You can't go over there to a auntie over in whatever Africa. It's they lied. None of it's true. None of it's true. It's all lies. You have not done any adequate research to get up here and say a motherfucking thing to Love Jones or anybody else on this panel about who they are and what their genealogy or their lineage is. It is utterly disrespectful to try and tell people who they are. You would not do that to a trans man. You wouldn't do it to a trans woman. If I got up here and said I'm a man and I started taking hormones and cut my big juicy tatas off, you wouldn't question me. You would call me him, he, his, they, them. But because we're saying that we are not continental Africans and it goes against what you've learned from your white mother and them, I don't know, maybe you do know your Black father, but he had you, so he ain't even connected like that. Anyways, let me get off this bitch. Should I block you? Because I think you made a video about me before too, and I briefly saw it, but you wasn't worth my time because you had what, 50 followers, girl.
Can I say something before you
Anyway,
block her?
For the
The
record,
go
AC,
ahead.
the Atlantic,
I've never
the
recognized no
Atlantic.
juicy tatas.
So
Go ahead, Gypsy.
those are some juicy tatas. I can't lie, but
What?
this is why I do what I do. This is why I do what I do
Let's
because
not.
Let
I have.
Gypsy go
Okay,
ahead,
go ahead.
and then yeah, girl, you don't even got that, girl. Let me block you. Get your funky ass up out of here and don't ever come back, bitch. Fuck you and your mother and your father if you know where he at.
Bitch. I like that.
Anyways, go ahead, Gypsy. I'm sorry, I had to get her the fuck up out of here ASAP. We can't hear you, boo. Are you saying something?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Go
Okay.
ahead.
The Atlantic Journal Constitution article on page 19 that I was telling you about, it actually lists how as soon as the first ship came here, we were fighting. And it didn't mean that we came off the ship, but the fight started there. And from then, we've been fighting this whole time. Do you think they wanted to add our children into the Constitution and make the lineage free? Because they could have just as easily rounded us up if they had the manpower, if
If
they
they
weren't
could
getting
have.
it. Yeah. Just like they lying right now about the war they in right now, about the casualties. We were spanking them and they had to concede.
Thank you. Okay, let's get to the next person. Can we get to Free Vibes? Can we have your ethnicity and then you can go
Oh,
ahead and answer the prompt. Free Vibes.
Timer.
can you hear me?
Oh, thank you for reminding
Y'all
me.
can hear me?
Yes, I can hear you
All right,
now. Go
bad, bad,
ahead.
bad. Are bi-ethnics and biracials considered FBA?
Can you give us
You,
your ethnicity right quick?
oh, I'm sorry, I'm Black American.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, it's funny because I never thought about it until I got on TikTok for real. But I didn't even realize. But my father's actually bi-ethnic because his father's not from here, but his mother is. But he never grew up around his family. He didn't even know any of them. It's funny, like I actually end up meeting them way later. But anyways, so culturally, we always grew up just black. That was the end of the story. So for me, I think Kenyatta said it. It's for me, I would have to say yes. They can be considered FBA if they have the lineage. But then for some people, I'm gonna be honest, like it has to be a cultural thing too. Because if you didn't grow up that way, then you know depends on what you're claiming it for, I guess. Like not to make it selective, but if we're talking about reparations and stuff, then I think if you can prove your lineage, you kind of you get that. But if it's like cultural identity, I mean, you don't really kind of fit that. So it really depends on the context, I guess. Because like my dad, I would say he's FBA because we grew up just that way. Like, what I'm saying? Everything was American. Like everything we talked about was just everything here. I never had a concept of even feeling like, oh, I'm foreign or something like that. And then for me, my mom, she's totally just black from this country. Her parents, everything from here, before the time. But anyways, why is it considered a threat for Black Americans to censor themselves? I think it's simple. I think that by us doing that, it's kind of like we're all just waking up from a nightmare. You know what I mean? Like right now, it seems like everybody's in a pot just scrambling together. But it's a threat because Black people from here, you know what I mean? This is our identity. We don't have another place to call home like other people because this is home. So what we're doing by delineating is literally just continuing our story. And that's a threat to everybody else because all of the benefits that comes with continuing your story and fully doing it is going to just draw attention to where they fall short. Because for them to
Hold on,
continue
Free
to,
Vibes. I'm sorry to interject. Baby girl, are you threatening me? You saying I'm going on a shade room? You going to post this? I'm mad because you know where you from. I don't give a fuck about you, bitch. Who is you? Who is you? You don't need to go here. I don't know you from a can of paint. If I saw you down the street, I wouldn't know a motherfucking thing. What is going on? These people is delusional. You done flew over the cuckoo's nest. I don't give a fuck about you.
You
Who
gonna report
are
us to
you?
the tether room?
You gonna report me, girl? What they gonna do? I don't give a damn. You are rude. You have a nasty aura. I do not fuck around with people that have nasty dispositions. I'm very kind. I'm very gracious. I allow people to cut in 50 fucking times. I'm not even dropping people like that. I'm really working on my patience. But for you to get up here and say somebody's mad and you're gonna, what you gonna go tattletale? Girl, I got to block you too. Get your phone
Real
together.
quick, you're the most patient host I've ever seen in my life. Like, I'm not even just saying that. Like, your patience, and I appreciate that, right? Because I know I can be a little bit, enthusiastic or whatever. But the fact that I haven't been dropped or any, so I appreciate that. So I want to acknowledge that you're fucking extremely patient.
And you're still cussing when she told you not to.
I'm
Even
sorry.
though I get the cussing and going off at times, but go ahead, Free Vibes. I didn't mean to interject, but I had to get that out.
I'm
Go
out the
ahead. Let me start
lens.
the
Yeah,
time
yeah.
over.
It's cool. I don't need that much time, but yeah, just start blocking people right away because it's the level of intelligence. A lot of people they come in to argue, and y'all are just on a different frequency. But the last thing I'll say simply is this: by us separating ourselves, it puts us in a position because, like, as Black Americans, we have the strongest identity, the strongest Black identity in the whole world, and I feel like biracials, immigrants and stuff they feel caught in between. They are the ones that have the real identity crisis because they suffer with feeling like they're not enough of this or enough of that. And so their people have a history of, what I'm saying, strengthening their identities through us. So it's not changing. But now that we're putting that guard up, that's where a lot of resentment comes from. Because I'll land it here, not to try to like cause no division, but they have a lot of resentment in their own countries for the ones that make it to America. So obviously they're feeling the same way about us. If we can be real, and we're just like putting guards up around all of that because we have things we need to focus on. We're not worried about the American dream or none of that other stuff that nobody's talking about. We know what we on right now, and it's really going on in real life. And they can do what they want to. Like me, respectfully, everybody's cool, but to try to like put our issues together or put our identities together, like they're just in the way right now because we know what has to happen. And I'll land right there.
Okay. Quick interjection. Everybody up here, double tap the screen. Let's get this up to 100K likes. It's enough for y'all up in here. Make them fingers work. I know y'all be using your fingers for other things. You could use your motherfucking fingers to tap my live, okay? And follow me if you're not following me. And shouts out to everybody for the gifts. We have a gift goal pinned. And follow anybody on the panel if you are, appreciative of their input. And yeah.
Can I ask a question? I guess to the panel, it could be real quick, but would y'all consider my dad FBA based on what I said about him?
Yeah, I was just about to ask you that. Like, what is your dad mixed with? Like, what is your dad? I was just like, that's what I asked the host, but I was waiting until you finish.
Okay, yeah, he's Spanish. Well,
He's
his dad is
what?
Spanish.
You
His dad
sound
is
Spanish.
no, I'm just from New York.
No. You say you Spanish. What type of Spanish? Like, what do you mean?
Oh, Honduran.
Dominican or what?
Honduran. He said Honduran.
Okay.
Yeah, but they're black from
No, I
that country
wouldn't.
too.
If your dad is full Honduras, no.
No, he's
How?
not. His
What is
his
he?
father's from Honduras. His
Mhm.
mother's from here, like from the south. Like but it's just that he saw his dad maybe one time in life. So he didn't grow up around that at all.
So your dad's biracial.
But I'm saying would he be considered FBA?
Right. It depends on what
I
you subscribe to, right? Because like if you subscribe to I subscribe to the biblical narrative.
King, I wasn't done talking.
Chris, you gotta
Okay.
stop telling King to stop, baby girl, because you've been
Okay.
talking, you've been getting it off, and every time I'm starting to feel a little sorry for this man. Sorry to this man.
No,
I
I
know
mean
he
he keeps
annoying,
cutting me off. I was
cut you
talking to
off, but
Free
you keep
Live.
you talking, you getting it off, because every time you talking a lot too. I just got to
Right.
be devil's advocate, girl. You be talking, you getting the shit off. And then you say King shut the hell up every time he interject, because he
No,
do.
but
But
he
he
keeps
only get to
talking
interject a
over
lot because
me.
you keep getting your
And
shit
I've
off.
asked you first before I
Chris,
talk to the
no,
other person.
thank
I
you,
asked you
sister. I
first before I
appreciate that
talk to
so
the
much.
other person.
All right, so I was answering his question, right?
But
So
King, let her.
The
No,
okay, I
you
thing
got
get
it.
what
is
I'm
though,
saying?
it
I'm
was,
asking for permission. He's just
Stop
interjecting. I'm
doing
asking you each time, host.
but no,
I'm
He's
but
been
asking you
honestly
each
he's
though,
been doing the
time.
same
Free
thing.
and
He's been
Chris were,
accusing me of the whole
but Free,
time.
but Free was responding Chris was responding to Free's question, and they were trying to have a dialogue.
Right.
And
And
just
I
for
asked
But
the
clarity,
you guys have
host
sorry.
been doing to
first.
me what you've
I
been
asked the
accusing me of
host
the whole
first.
time.
That's why I'm
But
asking.
Okay, go
King, you
ahead.
can
And
go
each
right after.
time
You can go right after
I have
Chris.
asked the
Okay, go
Love,
host,
ahead.
could I
Can
speak?
King go
And
after
that's the
Chris?
reason why I kept speaking, host, because I asked you first. And then you say, yes, it's okay to ask her. And
Of
when you said
course.
no,
But I was
I
My
literally
point
quiet
is that
down.
you
answering
have been
him
able
and
to
you cut
talk
me
a
off.
lot throughout this panel, and this man is getting on everybody's fucking nerves. I get it, but you have been able to talk. So go ahead, and then
No.
he
I'm
can
not
finish
saying that I
talking.
wasn't able to talk. What I'm saying is I asked you before I start talking. He
I
just
was in the
starts
middle of
talking.
answering him and you cut me off.
I was
And
actually already
before,
talking, sir.
Okay, all right. Yeah, okay.
Jeez.
My love,
That's
can
hey,
why
King
I
go
But did you
asked
after
him.
send it?
Chris?
But
Am
I
I
sent the
not? I mean,
galaxy. Can you send the
unwritten.
galaxy?
Am I not like I asked the host. I start
Okay,
talking to
and
free
I also sent
vibes.
the galaxy. Can you do
And
that?
King, are you? Are
Can you send?
tell me when you're
I'm
done.
saying
Tell me
I'm
when you're
saying, can
done,
you
because
send
I
the
was talking
galaxy?
to free vibes.
Okay, so
I
can you
wasn't even
send the
talking
host a
to
galaxy?
you.
She's a great host. I sent one.
How about
yo,
this,
King,
y'all? Chris, can you just finish your dialogue with Free, and then
Yeah,
King,
I'm
you
trying
can
to, but I
finish your
keep getting
dialogue
interrupted
as
by
well.
King.
hey, I just want to
I'm
say I'm not
trying
gonna
to.
lie. I'm starting to get a little overstimulated, and everybody's like relaxed. So King, you gotta chill, bro. If you're more catty than women, you gotta look at yourself and just take a deep breath and just chill, please. That's too much.
Yeah,
Okay,
But
I
cool.
like I said, I was
Oh,
trying to
okay,
be
cool.
respectful
Great.
with
That's your
asking the
opinion.
host
I was
each
literally in the
time.
middle of answering you,
So
and
bro,
you cut
just
me off.
be quiet,
I'm not
That's
bro.
your
understanding
opinion.
why King is still talking. Like I asked the host each time
Okay,
that I
good. Because
try to
this is your
speak to
panel. I got it.
someone.
This is
It's
your
not
the
my
host even
panel. I
checked.
asked the
The
host.
host even checked
I
you, but
asked
I'm the
the
one. Okay, go ahead.
host.
But the
I
whole, but
asked
she
the
checked
whole
you.
Yeah,
scheme.
I'm not gonna lie, I gotta drop down. I'm not, but thank you
All right,
though.
do it.
That's too much, bro.
Yeah, no
Yeah, do
shade.
it.
It's both of y'all. Cause just cause you get
Yeah, it's
permission don't mean
fine.
you get the grandstand and what's
No,
it
I'm
called?
just trying to. I couldn't
Jerry,
But the
even finish.
host
No,
just
I
checked
couldn't
you.
even finish because
But the
you
King
host
keeps
checked you though.
filibustering
jumping
though. You
in.
keep going
Okay,
on
did
and on and
Love
on, and you
Jones
think
just
that you
not
having a
check you?
personal conversation with every person that talks. And there's no shade. You did ask for permission, but you keep going. You
I
don't let
haven't even
anybody
done
else ask
finished
a question.
speaking. He
The
asked the
host
question, and
literally
that's what's
just,
like, can
but
I
the
answer
host
him?
checked you.
Right, but that doesn't mean that just because you asked and somebody else was already talking, like let other people get a chance. The same way King had to simmer down and we all got on him, you're starting to be number two. He's number one, annoying. You becoming number two. I'm a mute
Okay.
now.
Well, free vibes is gone now, so I obviously can't say anything.
You can still reply to what he said or whatever you were asking.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I was trying to reply to what he was saying, and I got cut off. So I was just
You
waiting until
literally
I
cut me off mid replying to him, sis.
Okay,
I
okay, okay,
was
okay, okay. Can you
talking,
just say what you were
King.
gonna say, Chris? Even though he's not up here, just say what you were gonna say. Maybe we got
Okay.
something to say back.
I mean, no, I only bring out. I was asking him. I was trying to see what other part of his father, like he was his father. He said Honduras, but then King started cutting in. I was trying to see what the dad was actually mixed with. Is it Jamaican? Is it Black American? Like what black are we talking about?
Yeah, he said his
Honduran.
family is from the South. His mom was from the South in America.
And he may not know much about his dad's side since he wasn't around his dad
Yeah,
wasn't around the grandfather.
So Black American in Honduras is what I picked up.
yeah, biracial. Okay. That's the question that I wanted to ask. That's literally it.
Right, and here's the thing, man. I have over 44,000 followers on this bitch. I know a thing or two about a thing or
No
two. I'm not.
cursing.
Oh, sorry. So again, I have over 44,000 followers on this platform. I know a thing or two about a thing. Listen, I'm not finished. I know a thing or two about a thing or two. Right. At the end of the day, when it comes to Black Americans, you're not gonna find a person that's more on the side of Black Americans than me. Right. I take on GOVs. I take on these all of these institutions and everybody who comes against us, right? I'm persecuted for it. So as I'm listening to you guys, I'm like, okay, you know what? We're in alignment, right? We are definitely the questions that you just asked them, Chris. That's warranted. That's absolutely warranted, right? Because you're right. I was literally going to break it down to him, but you didn't allow me the opportunity to speak. That's fine. I can go on my platform and do what I do, right? But
King, the breakdown, it just draws out so long and it turns into 10 minutes of babbling. And I'm not trying to be funny.
no, stop,
I'm not even
no,
trying to
stop,
be
no, stop,
funny.
stop, stop,
But
stop.
you
Because
trying to school
no,
us
stop,
like we
stop,
don't know the same stuff. We
stop,
all on
stop,
here are
stop,
educated.
stop. I have not been talking longer than a minute, and y'all been talking way more than me.
No, I'm saying when you go
No, what do you
for a
mean?
long time and you don't be talking in
You've been
circles.
talking way longer than me. What are you talking about, sister girl?
I'm just saying why we're
You're not.
annoyed. You're
What are you
not
talking
talking
about?
about anything that's
So
worth
I have not
listening to.
spoken longer than a minute. What are you talking
I'm
about?
just telling you
You've been talking way
your
longer than a
verbiage
minute.
is
So what are you talking
annoying.
about?
You're talking
What
like you're
What do
smarter
you
than
mean?
everybody here.
What do you mean? I'm talking like I'm smart. I'm
Because
just
you just
okay.
said
Then
I got 44,000
that's
followers. I
your
know a thing or two about a thing or
insecurities.
two. And so do we.
Okay,
We've
listen.
all
If you
done
want to
our
be
genealogy.
insecure and take
I'm
that as
not
that, that's
insecure.
you.
You're annoying
Okay, you just
everybody.
okay. That's fine. You just said that I'm talking like I'm smarter than everybody. How? That's
That's
your
what you think
insecurity.
because you tried to trick
Intelligent.
up old girl
Listen,
at the
no, you're
top, asking
projecting.
her questions that you already had an answer for. You
Intelligent
weren't going to
people would
accept her
never say
answer.
that. Intelligent people would never say
You
that. Let
were
me tell
not
you
going to
something.
accept her answer no matter what she
Intelligent
said.
and
And
how do you
instead of
know
just
that?
saying your
How
piece and moving on, you
listen?
kept reframing these questions that you
One
want a
thing,
specific answer for.
listen. Intelligent people never tell other people you think you're smarter than her. I've never done that to people.
I need a
And
reset. I can't do this with y'all no more. Everybody gotta go. I love all of y'all, each and every one. But I need a reset. It's really aggravating me. Kanadaway, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
You the only one can stay. Everybody else, I can't. I
Oh
need
my
a
God.
break.
So the answer to his question, let me see, I forgot his name. It was Vibe something. I think it depends on what your what the bi-ethnic or biracial person is anchored in. Like, so I feel like if you're anchored in being Black American, you're Black American. I think like once you like for some people, let's just say if you have a child and a child has a child and that child start looking white, you had a child with a white person. I think that person could say they have Black American lineage, but they're not Black or Black American. They shouldn't be able to speak for us. You know what I'm saying? But in the case of the vibes that was just up here, I mean, I would consider his father Black American. He doesn't know the other side. If you're equal, so like why would you be anchored in the other side? Like there's some, but there's also nuance to it because recently there has been like an uptick of Black Americans doing their genealogy, and they find out that they have like a distant sixth, seventh great grandparent or something that's Caribbean, and all of a sudden they care about the Caribbeans. And it's like, okay, so you were raised Black American all your life, so now why do you care about the Caribbean and the Caribbeans? You know what I'm saying? So anybody could be compromised. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people doing this pan-African, pan-indigenous stuff that I'm not with, they're compromised to me. So it just it matters what you're anchored in for me.
Okay.
Clan.
Okay, so it's gonna be Rai. Can we have your ethnicity? You could go ahead and answer the prompt.
Yes. My ethnicity is I'm considered Black American, but I do have Aboriginal American or American Indian ancestry.
Okay.
Um, let's see. The prompt are bi ethnics and biracials considered FBA. Why is it considered a threat for Black Americans to center themselves? Let's see. I would say it really, in my opinion, it is based on the lineage and the bloodline
Okay.
and how long your family has been in America. Also based off of, you know, immigration. Do you have immigrant ancestry? Things of that nature. Because like I say, I would consider myself to be a foundational person because I do have ancestry that has been here all the way back into the 1500s, 1600s. So, you know, versus someone whose ancestors, like basically your family's only been here for like 4 or 5 generations. Um, you know, um, when you get into the biracial thing, it is. I mean, when you say biracial, like to a different ethnic group other than like Black or being Black American, then it gets a little iffy because it's just like Nodaway said, you could say you you know, have Black American ancestry, but you can't say like I am a straight up Black American, of course, if one of your parents is not Black American. But yeah.
Okay. Can we have Tootie? Can we have your ethnicity? Then you could go ahead and answer the prompt. And then after that, I think it was.
Hi, sorry, I'm getting over a cold. I am Black American and Trinidadian,
Okay.
and I agree with Ken the way. When I initially came on, I was saying how I am Black American and Trinidadian, but I am anchored in my Black American heritage, and everyone immediately attacked me. But I agree that it is a matter of what you're more connected to and what you're anchored in, and
Were you
yes, I
raised
just
by
wanted to
your Black
say
American
that I
side?
agree
Oh,
with
I'm
Ken
sorry.
the way.
Well, Tootie, were you raised by your Black
Oh
American
no,
side?
I'm
Is your
sorry. Go
mom
ahead.
Black American? Is
Yes,
your
ma'am.
mom Black
Yeah, my
American?
mom is Black American. Yep, and all I know is my Black American side. So, but yeah, so I agree with Ken the way, basically.
Okay. Okay. Can we have Nunya? Can we have your ethnicity? And you could go ahead and answer the prompt. And then after that, David.
Yes, hi. I'm FBA. Um, I was able to trace my ancestors back to the 1800s on my grandfather's side. And to the prompts, I think that you are FBA if you're biracial, if you are anchored in the culture as well as the ancestry, and you also know your history. Because I think something with FBA is like we know without having to speak. It is a special gift that I don't know. Well, we got it for survival, but if you aren't, if you don't know that history, I feel like you don't have those powers, if that makes any sense.
Okay. And what about why is it considered a threat for Black Americans to censor themselves?
Well, it's a threat to other people because they're used to receiving all of the benefits of that without having to give back in any way. Like I was Pan African. I had these thoughts, and then Africans told me straight up, "Hey, we wouldn't help y'all. We wouldn't do anything if they if they came and searched y'all. We would point you out." And that's when I realized, oh, we not the same. Cause I'm going about it for mine. I don't care if I don't know you. If you Black, I'm in it with you. And I realized everybody is not like that. Like I've literally pulled over because I saw the police pulled over a Black man. I just wanted to make sure he was gonna be okay. And we look out for each other like that. I'm from Mississippi. My parents, my grandparents, all the way up to 7 great grandfathers have worked the Delta fields, you know. So it is a difference. If you don't know the history of your people, you can't really be a part of the culture. You don't get the gifts that have been passed down from the trauma that we've received.
I agree. Thank you. David, can we have your ethnicity? You could go ahead and answer the prompt. David, are you there? Hello? David, unmute yourself. Let me give you a... I sent you a request to unmute.
Am I on you?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay. Here's the deal. My ethnicity is my grandmother was Blackfoot.
Okay.
And I learned what it meant to be Blackfoot. Born with half a, black daddy, I guess. Don't know. Don't care.
Oh,
but she taught me what it meant.
Somebody, I'm sorry, David. Y'all restricted, y'all flagging me for harassment and bullying. Ain't nobody harassing or is anybody bullying anybody. Y'all are too tender behind the ears. Like,
yes, they are.
Go ahead.
Now, I grew up with a grandmother that taught me what indigenous was. She was full Blackfoot. And she taught me about what happened in the history that she grew up with. So I'm listening to the FBAs and whatever the other clan is called, and I'm trying to figure out what the problem is. There are really 2 nations of Black people, as we call them here. There's indigenous, and then there's those of ancestry of slavery. The rest of everybody else's continent, we're a melting pot. I don't care what side of the line you come from. You have to understand, the indigenous people, when the 12 tribes, the Cheyenne, Cherokee, and all of them guys signed that tribe, and Geronimo said I did a bad thing, there was only one nation that could actually walk across this land that became the nomads of the land. That was the Blackfoot Nation, not the Blackfoot tribe. That was a nation. And then if we really study the history, I found out that through history, there were 7 nations that came up against one nation, the Americanos. We existed long before everybody said we did. Now, I'm trying to understand why we have a problem, trying to understand that it doesn't matter what we call ourselves, but it does matter who our ancestors are. Why I laugh about it? You remember that plantation that got burnt down by things?
Yes.
Yeah. You know why it went down? I'd have sit out there with the people in the South and sit at their cookout because their ancestors answered on that.
Wow.
Just like I observe it. You lost your Confederate stuff. I don't care what your president's doing. One thing you cannot do is take the indigenous and those that got ancestry off this land. I can't go live in Africa. I'd love to go to live with Burkina Faso. I'd love to go live with Traoré. But you know what? My ancestors said I can't leave. I cannot go because my bloodline lied in the soil here. So I expect to get it back. I really do. And then we got to understand what admiral law is, maritime law is, why we feel we are products, and we got to prove who we are. We don't have to prove who we are, ever, because it's already in the soil. Our ancestors spilt blood to hold this land. That's why you can't get rid of us. You can call me a cockroach if you want to, but you can't get rid of me, and I can't go. I've served in your military. I'm 68, and I've seen how you've done us. I watched Jesse Jackson say we are African American. I was a baby, and looking at the TV while that march went on, I said, I'm not from Africa. My grandmother fell out. That's when she got to telling me, because I didn't know why she was laughing at me. That's when she got to telling me what a Blackfoot nation was. She had this silky hair, no gray hairs. She was like 6 foot. All my uncles were 6 foot plus. She was a nice tall woman with a little moo on. So I'm trying to understand why everybody got to prove the point of who they are, what they are. Doesn't matter if you half of this and half of that. Did your people originate here? Is the question that I have to ask myself. If your people came from somewhere else, then you're not indigenous to this land. You're not from the ancestors of the slaves who got stuck here didn't have a question of that. That's the two tribes that I look at. Now, for everybody else, if you want to claim FBA and whatever that other crew is, I don't care. You can claim all you want to. But unless you learn how to respect the land that you're in, you'll never respect the land that you want to go back to. If you come from Africa, you can go back to Africa. They will accept you. But you can't take that Western mentality with you. You got to adjust to how they are. You got to learn their language, things like that. I learned that overseas. I found out I met a Black Russian. Hey, I was 17. I didn't even think there was such thing as a Black Russian, Black Englishman. And you spoke just like them folks speak. So the UK kids and everybody fussing and cussing and hollering at each other, y'all ain't getting it together, are you? As long as we got division and we can't figure it out that we all are one blood, we're going to have this problem. And guess who loves it? Your colonizers. They getting off on this. When Trump says what he say, okay, keep saying it. You firing up those red hats? I tell you what, you had no business bombing that man's family. Now you're mad at the Iranians. Why? You kill my family, I'm going to be mad too. And I'm going to unleash on you something that you don't want. You know what? People of color is what I discovered. Yeah. So, you got a beautiful platform.
Thank you.
And your people need to shut up and learn how to communicate with each other. Listen, understand where they're coming from. Then we can grow as a people. But as long as I got problems with you, and you got a problem with me because I'm a little lighter and you're a little darker, I got no problem with you. But you got a problem with me. But one thing I have learned that my grandmother taught me, indigenous people stand. So them 12 tribes, when you sign that contract, then the story goes that the English, the Spanish, and the 12 tribes said, let's go get that Blackfoot nation. Uh-huh. How'd that work out? Because the 12 tribes told you, leave them alone. Because they also are the Blackfeet. That's our Zulus. Yeah, the Blackfeet were the Zulus of the Blackfoot. That's why they got land rights to go wherever they wanted to go. Yeah, I can tell you how you can find them. They got a last name. Yeah, they do. That's how they knew where the clan was. So, I appreciate you. You're pretty.
Thank you.
I love you. I love, there's a bunch of you young queens that I love. And I love that y'all speaking out. Because don't nobody talk about Queen Sheba, who went to Solomon and left with a baby, huh? They don't talk about that. Yeah. There's a lot of black queens that have walked this earth that they have erased out of history. We got to go a little deeper in our history. Yeah, there's a lot of history that's been rewritten on us, and we need to go a little deeper and figure it out. It took 7 nations to take this one Americanos country down.
They're trying to do it again to us, but
well, it ain't gonna work this time.
Rooted here, exactly. And then the thing is, how they're trying to take us over now is to once again paper G-side us and erase us and act like we don't exist. We don't have a culture. They steal everything that we created and come up with, and they're trying to destiny swap, and we're not allowing that. But did you have anything else you want to add before I went to the next person?
No, ma'am.
Okay,
I appreciate your channel, though.
Thank you. You have a really, really great storytelling voice. Everybody in the chat agrees with me as well.
Hey.
Okay. So now, Lady T, you want to? I see you came back up. You wanted to add something else, and then after you, it's going to be Nikki.
Yes, I wanted to add something else. I just wanted to reiterate the whole purpose for delineation. It is to classify ourselves as a protective class under what happened during chattel slavery. Our intent is to get our reparations that we were never given. Everybody else who has not been a part of that situation, just because they came over here 2 generations, 3 generations, does not entitle you to that. And that is where we keep having this issue of debating whether you are or you aren't. If you cannot trace your lineage, as we have said repeatedly, then you are not included in that number. And that shouldn't be a problem, because we can go to none of y'all lands and request anything. You shouldn't be entitled to it just because you have been naturalized here. That does not make you a part of what we have endured. We have 500 years on this fight and counting. And that needs to be considered when we keep talking about this, because it becomes an identity thing as opposed to an historical event that took place. Reparations is about repair. It's about repair of what has been done. We made corporations, we made governments, we made insurance companies, we made banking institutions, colleges and universities wealthy. They are living and eating and feeding off of that money to this day. Those are the ones that we are seeking reparations from. Period. And that needs to, I just hope the conversation stops going into whether you should be entitled because you've been here for 2 generations. That's not for you. You did not earn it.
That part.
Stop saying it. It belongs to those who have endured. You all were given a gift of inclusion with the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment. From there, you decided to turn against us consistently over your 5 generations here. Now you have to atone for that. That is why you are on the deportation list. When you thought it was going to be us, you were okay with it. When you realize they meant you, then you have a problem. And now everybody who went from, I know black, are all of a sudden black. And just because you can cosplay into this, you still gonna have to show the paperwork. So don't get mad at us. We didn't make the rules. We're just adhering to them. Accept that. And I'll land there.
Okay. Nikki Smith, can we have your ethnicity? And you can go ahead and answer the prompt.
Hi, Love Jones. I'm Black American, and I know it says are biracial and I can't see it because I don't have my glasses.
Are bi-ethnics and biracials considered foundational Black Americans?
Hmm. I mean, you bi-ethnic, you biracial. I mean, you're half and half. But I think the most important thing is that you have to be on code with FBAs. If you're not on code, then no.
I agree with the on code. Yes. And the next part is, why is it considered a threat for Black Americans to censor themselves?
Well, it's a threat to them because they're not included. I mean, we're not included in their stuff. I mean, they have their ethnic group, and we should have ours.
I agree. I agree. Did you have anything else you wanted to add?
I think like I'm like new to this, and I was on another panel, and there was this African guy. Her name is Wani. I think that's the name of the lady, Wani or whatever. And Cece was on here, and this guy was trying to convince her that she's African. I flipped. I
Yeah.
literally lost it because it's like you do not know this woman from a can of paint. You don't like I can't tell you about your lineage, even though you and me are from like the same country. Your background may not be as the same as mine, and I just think like when you try to convince someone that they something that they're not, it's like why are you doing it? What's your agenda? You know, what's going on with you that you got to convince somebody that they African? Like, what are you trying to get out of this? That's the only thing.
Okay, thank you. Did anybody else have anything they wanted to add? I think I'm gonna oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to add, I agree with everything these two ladies have said. Wonderfully spoken. But I've been doing research. I've been going on archives and translating these books that's in Latin, of these explorers who have is multiple explorers who have been to America before it was colonized, and they talk about there being Black people here. And also Christopher Columbus, he talks and tells his son in his journal that he saw an Indian and a black, two black men and an Indian together. So they talk about this in these books, but we don't go and try to find this information. So there's the information is there. There's context clues because they've done everything they can to try to erase as much as they can. Even with the woman's skull that was found in, I think, Brazil, it was 11,000 years old, and it does have African DNA, but they told people that it did not. That
It had
wasn't
African
true.
DNA. I thought she was indigenous. The Louisa
She
Bronze.
is. She is indigenous,
She's a
but
Negroid, is from what I.
yes, yes, exactly. So to say that it's not possible when they found cocoa leaves from 3,000 years before Columbus, like there is information out there, but we have to put the work in, if you don't know, to find this information. Like we have AI, let's use that for something. I was able to translate Latin, like, so, not just going based off what is just only telling us, but trying to put these clues together. I found out that my great 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 grandfather was Sam Jackson, Cherokee Indian. Like we have so much history in this land, and my daddy was here before his ancestors were here, long before Columbus. Like he looks like the Olmec, like seriously. And so, yeah, but my mom's side, I do believe they came by ship. I was able to get hers down to 1840. But her father's side, I was able to get down to the 1800s. So we know the information is there. I would tell everyone to go on Family Search and start putting this information together so we can actually start putting this shit in policy. Like we need to, on the census, it should be FBA. And I've been reading on how we need to do that, if anybody has started that, because we can petition the census to change to add a race. To me, what is happening right now is an erasure of us because we don't think the same as African Americans. And a lot of times they get in these positions because we don't really F with politics like that because we know it's fake. And so Africans, they go into these roles and they speak for us and they're not speaking for us. Like when we have a issue on something, we are on one accord. It's like everybody got the information, everybody got the download at night, and we know what's going on. And so I think that's the biggest thing for me is they speak to the world on our behalf and they have no idea who we are and they don't like us. That's why we are going to be safe. You don't survive 400 years under oppression and you're not safe. We're going to protect us. And that's what they're mad about. And they can be mad about it. But we need to start putting it in the paperwork. I mean, the Constitution is made to change with age. Some things just don't make sense anymore. And now that we know better, we got to do better and put it on paper because they think we playing about it. And we're not playing about it.
I agree. Nikki, did you want to say something or?
No, I'm just listening. I was like yarning. Sorry.
All right. Well, I'm about to get out of here. I probably will come back. I need to eat like actual food. I've just been having snacks. When I come back, I look. I don't like cussing and yelling. Y'all keep bringing the Brownsville hood bitch out of me, and I be trying to relax. Okay, I be trying to keep it cool, calm, and collected. So please work on your decorum. Work on interjecting constantly. Child, I ain't got shit else to say. I'm a eat maybe, and then I'm gonna come back. Y'all done fucking today done drained me. Y'all done fucking pissed me off tonight. I be trying. That's why I ain't never did no motherfucking lives, hosting no motherfucking panels. Now I done got all of these goddamn restrictions. It's cause y'all bring y'all funky asses up here and don't know how to act. Grown ass motherfucking people. I even walked away and said maybe they could get it together. Y'all argued the whole entire motherfucking time. Bitch. God damn it. Still couldn't get it together. I came back, y'all still motherfucking arguing. I don't know what the fuck to do. Golly. I don't want to cuss y'all out. I don't want to yell and be hooting and fucking hollering up and down the TikTok streets. We got one half African bitch saying she reporting me to the shade room. I don't know what the fuck is going on. I don't know what type of energy this is. Thank you, CJ. I don't know what in the fuck is going on. God damn it. I'm trying to curate a space where it's just positive vibes, but y'all keep making me be a gutter Brownsville bitch up here on TikTok. A hood rat bitch. I don't want to be like that. A cussing hoe. I'm trying to be reformed and y'all making it hard. Damn it. Spread love is the Brooklyn way. God damn y'all. Do